We are running episode 27 of our Pathfinder 2nd Edition, a game. This is the Age of Ashes campaign. And before we get into our sponsors for tonight, let's reintroduce our cast, starting with Alex.
Oh, that's not me. Hey everyone, I'm Alex. I'm glad to be here tonight. I am playing the director, a gnome bard. Trying to get ready for a play in about 2 days. That's great. And excited for tonight.
No pressure. Mr. Smith.
Hello, I'm Mr. Smith, and I'm playing Rude Ravenswood, a arguably getting to be darker wizard.
He is darkening. Jen.
Hello, I'm Jen. I am playing the Vesperin, the sea elf rogue who finds herself in a very dire position as she is invisible but also noticed in a very obvious trap.
It's certainly a predicament. Spence.
Mhm.
I'm Spence. I am playing Aldonis, the most gothy warg you've ever known to goth. Yeah.
Fully precisely true. Of course, I could never forget Daniel. Go ahead.
This time.
Hi, I'm Daniel. I'm directing tonight. I play Sailix, Lavendale the Crestfallen. And I've been looking forward to this all week, so let's get this done.
Me too, bud. Tonight's session is brought to you by Smiteworks. They are the creators of Fantasy Grounds, which we'll be using tonight. They have been our virtual tabletop of choice for this whole campaign. If you like it and you want to see basically every aspect of your campaign and your party management handled on one source, check them out. Go to fantasygrounds.com. I think you can try it for free. We're using Fantasy Grounds Unity. That's on Mac OS as well as Windows, and it's super smooth. We also use the Only Sheet, which is an Excel-based character management tool for Pathfinder 1st and 2nd edition, as well as Dungeons & Dragons 3.5 and 5th edition. Our music tonight is by Michael Gelfi and Rock Narden. If you like what you hear, you can find links to their music in the show notes. So let's pick up where we left off. It appears you've fallen into a trap sprung by people that aren't you. The River Talons are all but destroyed. One member we know of stands to bear witness at this massacre, innocent lives as well. They're all just dead on the floor, and you know there's an illusion. You can hear people outside. They had no idea this was happening. From outside, I mean, the windows would show a coffee house filled to the brim, packed right under our noses. There's been a massacre. The Vesperin. You witnessed this, and you've also witnessed the death of your dear Theobald. But it also seems that they know you're here. They heard you, or maybe your friends. You're invisible, however. You spot at least 3 of the Scarlet Triad thugs walking about, but you believe there's more. What do you do?
Okay, so going into this, when I was sneaking, am I in the basement or am I still in the main area?
You've made it down the stairs.
Okay. And the guy, is he above me or is he, because I remember he moved. Like, is he between me and the stairs?
He is 50 feet away from you.
Okay.
Far across the room. He's just gotten off the ladder where the chandelier is.
Okay. So he is, like, is that the only way out? Like, is there another exit out of the basement, or is it just
There are probably ways out if you wanted to bust through a window or open the doors. But they're moving towards you.
Yeah.
So what do you do?
Okay. Well, so again, basically I would have, going down there, would have reported over the telepathic link, like, hey, this is how many people are here, this is all the things. And like, you guys would just feel her like slow encroaching horror as like she realizes, like, these are basically all of her people are dead. And
Right.
Ian, would they hear Balgura over the telepathy?
Something distorting. Yeah. The
Yeah.
whispers. But what's more important is that you hear.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Balgura. You're quite sure you could easily take out a couple of the mooks here. There's a few of them in the back, and your throwing arm is decent. You don't know about the thugs right in the center, but if you wanted to take out a couple of these guys, you could do it. It's going to break your cover though, and your invisibility.
Well, but they already know I'm here. So, oh god, yeah, I don't know. I feel like she's sort of,
They're moving
again,
closer.
seeing her dad. She's in like blood rage mode. So, I would attack like the whatever's coming closest to me.
Excellent. Sailix, you were the first down the stairs, correct?
Sailix was still outside with because only Rune and Vesprin ran in, right?
Okay, Rune. How close were you following Vesprin? You're invisible?
That is correct. Yeah. Rune is invisible, which reminds me I need to clear that spell off my list. Did I cast that? All right. As for closeness, he was trying to get a feel of from Vesperin what the status was before really poking his head out. But given the description, he clearly clearly is getting that something is not right. So, with that, I'm going to spend one action sending Corvus in there, and 2 actions to allow Corvus to cast a spell for me.
And what spell is that?
Telekinetic projectile. Nothing overly drastic. It's really going to be at the first creature Corvus can get his eye on. Do you want to randomly choose for me?
So as Corvus moves down the stairs, you notice the Vesperin has already taken to going to war with his dozen or so Scarlet Triad thugs in here. In rapid succession, Balgora is thrown 3 times. The room is still pretty dark as the candles are just now warming up. But you see the glowing red blade whiz through the air and embed itself in the skulls of 3 Triad thugs, each time just teleporting back into her hand. 3 fall dead. She loses her invisibility, and the thugs move in. You do recognize the one man. You saw him over at the war cage, and they're closing in fast. You can attack one of them if you would like.
You said they're candles?
Plenty.
Plenty?
Yeah, a chandelier, just full of candles. They're glowing up. That's the one Theobald is hanging from.
So, could I funnel prestidigitation to black out those candles, to blow them out with a simple prestidigitation?
Not all of them.
Okay.
There's maybe over 30 of them.
Fair enough. Let's go ahead and throw Forbidding Word. So what happens is Corvus flies down and sees Vesperin and immediately just sort of latches itself on her shoulder, and she just feels this pulse across her skin, causing the hairs on the back of her neck to stand on end as that, and she receives Forbidding Ward, granting her +1 AC.
Ooh, Sweet.
Excellent. Is that it for you?
Yes.
Sailix.
Yes.
do you
So from outside, what can I see?
You see what appears to be nothing out of the ordinary.
Well,
You can't see through the illusion, but you hear through it, through this telepathic bond. You know nothing's right in there, but it still gives an appearance from the outside like a normal day. You know it's not the case, though. The window up above is unlocked. If you wish to enter.
right, he would going up.
Excellent. A full turn's worth of movement. Once you've moved in, I mean, you hear the sound of combat. The triad thugs are actually charging towards the stairs. Would you like to meet them there?
Can I yeah, he would meet him at like be at the top of the stairs.
Excellent. Director, you've heard this distress signal.
Was it the little like
Things
ding
aren't
sound?
right inside.
Oh no. Oh no.
What do you do?
I leave. um, I go back. So there's not too many people left out because Salix went up, right? He's gone.
He's left.
He has left. Okay, well, you know what? It's just me and the warg.
Yep.
Well, what does the warg do?
Just you and me, director. I can put you on my back again, like old times, you know.
Aldonis, are you heading in?
Wait. Before we go in, let me just he's gonna I think he feels like I don't remember how to do any of this. I was just, I did my God, now I gotta get back. I've gained 10 pounds, and for a gnome, that's a lot. I'm gonna move up further, so I'm gonna kind of get a little bit closer. Since Rune still at the door?
Where's Rune? Rune, you're on the upper floor still? You're muted, but
Yeah, he'd be at the upper end of the stairs.
All right. You could meet him there if you'd like. It's well within your turn. Same to you.
I want to
Aldonis.
get the thing is I want to kind of get between. Let me see how. I would like to inspire courage, but I have to be. Inspire courage.
You have to be basically at Rune's spot.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Because I want to get Rune and Aldonis with this. So I'll cast this. I'll get between them and kind of be like, all right. Oh man, I didn't think I'd be back here. And cast that. So they get. Cool. They get a +1 status bonus to attack rolls, damage rolls, and saves against fear. As I say, Rune, Adonis, go kick some ass. Do it for me. I'm too fat.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
That's fantastic.
Oh my god.
Oh,
This is how I
director.
inspire courage in real life.
You
Yeah.
are awesome.
So lazy. Go do it.
Bald elf darts over, uses the cover of the bar counter as the Vesperin comes into like an assault. As soon as Vesperin takes a pause, she's going to somersault over it and then use it as partial cover, and then fires a crossbow bolt
That bitch.
directly at her.
But I do get my sweet uncanny dodge or whatever, right? Because I can see it.
And don't forget the additional +1 to the AC.
+1, and your uncanny dodge does make it a miss. You lucky bastard. And they
Matrix
reload.
dodge.
And the man who hung your father approaches more casually, actually, and he draws a weapon. He uses the stool to stand up on the counter and looks at you. He's identifying you. scanning you. It's like he failed somehow that you're still standing. He recognizes the tattoo. The dwarf accompanying him, he's not so patient. He's going to charge you right away with flail in hand. 1. That is 2 movements. And a swing. 32 will hit, despite the bonuses, which means you are tripped, and you take 19 points of damage.
Ow!
As you fall to the floor. You're good at recovering from that. Rune, you see this as he makes his way to where the stairs are. He's just hooked the leg. Vesperin is on the ground.
All right. We're going to Rune grabs onto a staff, seems to be pulling something from the gem at the top as arcs of electricity sort of wrap around his hand. As gets +1 for this. Thank you, Director. That is a hit. As his hand presses against the wall next to him, as it glides along the metal rivets along the wall and in the wood before hopping over to the dwarf, electrocuting him for 30 points of damage.
The place shakes. You feel a crack in the illusion, almost like it's ready to shatter, but it doesn't. Nobody outside is aware of what's going on, but the chandelier with Theobald on it falls to the ground, knocking over the ladder beside it and lighting a small fire. Sailix, you've made your way to the stairs in order to confront what's happening. You were just a bit too late to apprehend this dwarf as he rushed the Vesperin. What do you do?
All right. So, I need you to let me know if this is actually what would work, because we are in the middle of combat. I want to use Shadow Jump. And it allows me to pretty much teleport from one shadow, which would be the one underneath of me, to another within 120 feet.
Yes, absolutely. The main light source was that the large chandelier has fallen, and it's created sharp vertical shadows all around the place.
All right. I want to pop out beside of the Triad boss, which I don't know if this would give me a attack of surprise or not.
I'll make a perception check if you make a stealth check when you do it, but go ahead.
So steals.
Ah. It's nice.
He doesn't see you so what you see is the party behind this counter he's standing on, just rising slowly. Sailix, who you thought was standing just beside you, just rises up, a disturbing silhouette. His halo is actually a silhouette as well, like black flame with just a slight trickle, but no light source. And his sword is out. What do you do?
I am going to attack him
Do it.
mercilessly.
Okay.
Does 42 hit?
That does hit. I would say 42 hits.
Is it a critical hit?
It is a
in fact.
critical hit.
All right. This mofo is on fire. Just let you know.
So he's on fire. Roll your damage for me. an explosion of flame large enough that it actually connects with the firewood in the fireplace that hadn't been set, but the disruption is not contained. This place starts to burn, just like he does, though. He's not looking very good, but he's aware of you now. Do you have an action left?
I do.
Use
Which
it.
I am going to attack him again.
At it.
That's a hit. Roll damage. Excellent. 2 slashes. He was prepared for this one. He wasn't expecting you to land it again, but you did. Suddenly, this place is a little bit better lit, but that's not a good thing. If you're running out of time, Sailix, you're out of actions. Director.
So is the fact that this is a dark area, like, is that hindering us from attacking?
It's not dark
Okay.
anymore.
All right. I was gonna be like, do we need?
Flames are rising up. The walls are providing plenty of illumination.
Balls. All right, so I'm still back here with Rune and Aldonis.
On the top of the
Okay.
stairs.
Did Aldonis go last time?
Well, I had them. It was a full action of movement
Okay.
to make it.
All right.
there.
All right. All right. So I can see, all right, Triad Elf. Triad Elf. I'm gonna look there.
Yeah, if you peek out where the ceiling meets the staircase, you see this elf taking cover from the Vespern, but not covered from you.
No, not covered.
She's crouched behind the counter, actually reloading her crossbow right now.
Ooh.
There's something strange dripping from it.
Ooh, something strange.
I'm glad I dodged that.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna move to get within 30 feet of her.
You jump down. You manage to just pass over. Yep.
Yep.
You're within 30
Okay.
feet. Just on that leap.
Okay.
You have 2 actions.
I'm going to cast. Oh, that was 2 actions. Shit.
No, you have. Yeah, you have. 2
Oh, okay, good. I was like, oh shit, that was okay. Yeah, I'm gonna cast Shadow Blast on her because I want to. Because I want to try something new. All right. So that's going to be. And I'm choosing electric damage for this. Sorry. I don't know if there's a. I'm guessing I just made. It doesn't say on here if it's a basic reflex or will save depending on the target's choice, but doesn't say anything about any. I guess it's just against my DC. Doesn't say anything.
Yeah, your spellcaster DC.
Yeah, that's 28 right now. After level up, thanks.
They failed.
Haha! All right. So this is going to be, this is my heightened spell. So this is going to be 6. I'll just do it. 60. That much of electric damage.
Describe what happens here.
All right. So the director comes. Does he have to leap over something?
So yeah, where the ceiling meets the staircase, there's a small opening,
Mhm.
but you're a small person, so you just kind of slip down, you
Yeet.
land, and then this floor is a decent conduit for whatever you're trying to do here.
All right. Yeah. So he'll jump and land and kind of look about like, oh shit, that actually worked. Oh my god. Oh, that hurt. Ow.
wow.
And see this and go like unlimited power and just do electricity.
Crawling through the floor, the boards just crack one at a time. It actually reveals something strange, almost like they were like false panels underneath, but it doesn't matter right now because it connects and it hits her in the face. She falls back from her tactical position to being prone on her ass. Those are your actions, I believe, though. Aldonis, what do you do?
So, all the opponents are in hand. The building's on fire.
Yes.
So, and do I see Theobald from where I'm at?
He's fallen when the chandelier
Yeah,
landed on the ground.
that's
But,
what I'm
you,
asking. Do I see
yeah,
him?
you can make out where he is.
Okay, so having a slight flashback to being super helpless when Monica was destroyed, I go to Theobald, wherever that is, and try to get the chandelier off of him.
All right, that is going to be 3 actions to do it in such a way that doesn't trigger attack of opportunity
That's fine.
from any of the triad members.
That's fine.
You can you can rip the noose off of the chandelier
Okay.
pretty easily and roll him over.
Am I able to tell anything? Like he's dead?
As far as you can tell, he's dead.
Okay.
The table beside you is on fire, but you can continue that.
So the plan going forward is to bust open a door and take him outside and start taking bodies outside. Since everything else seems to be in hand, this is kind of a nice thing to do, I guess.
There is a double door nearby. Excellent. Vesperin, you have been attacked by a triad dwarf. He tripped you while you were focused on the mooks, but you do have Kip up, so it's pretty easy to get back on your feet real quick as you quite literally snap back up to a standing position within melee range, which is the worst range. What do you do?
Let's see. Can I do a disengage action to move slightly away from him and more so I can get eyes on the big bed?
Yeah, you could very easily reposition if you're trying to get closer to the big bad.
Yeah.
You also need cover from this person who's trying to take you out via crossbow. So
yeah, there's that
nearby,
bench.
15 feet away, there is a table you can hide behind. There's crates underneath. Sort of just make a slide there. You have cover from one with the crossbow, and it looks like Sailix has taken to fighting this boss, but Balgora has a thirst for blood.
Oh yeah, well, this motherfucker
have an
killed
action
my
left.
dad. Can I attempt a feint to get him flat-footed? Is that how that works, or do I have to like?
Yes, you can.
Wait. Okay. I think it's deception.
It is a deception check versus a perception DC, which I will roll for you.
Can I hero point that?
Yes, you can. That is a great use of a hero point because it would have failed. And I wasn't going to tell you, but... Oh, wait. Sorry, that's the wrong skill. Wrong skill. That's a critical failure.
What?
On your deception.
So does anybody else want to
You try to
give
fake
you
him out, but
a
instead he
hero
just stares
point?
at you. And he says, "Was that your father?" And a yellow smile.
Stab!
Yeah.
Stab him!
Now, before you can react to that, you might be furious, but you're being shot at again. Another crossbow bolt comes over. I hope you're clever to dodge this because oh, whoops, ignore that. It's a critical hit.
What?
Immediately something feels wrong. You've taken 22 points of damage,
Oh,
and your body
God.
starts to spasm out a little bit. Something's not right. There's a bolt actually in your chest right now. And another one.
Another one.
She cackles as she reloads. It's a miss. You manage to dodge it, but perhaps you drop to the ground to try to get cover again. This boss man with this disfigured face, he can't decide who to fight, but he'll turn over to Sailix from above, and he will backhand you with his sword.
He can try.
It's a miss. It's actually probably the product of a dodge. He's going to jump down for a fair fight. And another. 34 is a hit. This is piercing damage. 17 and a third one, taking advantage of you reacting to that. 36 is a hit as well. For another 18 points.
He also takes his burning
damage.
damage too, so don't forget that.
Yes, how much damage is that?
I believe it's 1d10.
Oh, and he didn't attempt to put it out. As he looks down, his pant leg is just on fire. In his, perhaps the feint was useful. He was distracted.
Yay!
As it pulls up, he's like he hasn't had a chance to try to put it out. Reka, I mean, Vesperin, I'm making a reflex save for you because
Okay.
suddenly you feel that thug that you've tried to evade, he's pulling you up, using the chain of his flail. It's like he's trying to choke you out. You manage to break free, though. And he's going to just swing at you again out of frustration. It is a hit. You fall to the ground. You are heavily wounded, and you notice as you land, you make eye contact with the lady who's reloading her crossbow. This might be your last few seconds on Galarian. Maybe unless Rune has something to say about it. What do you do?
Yeah, so much going on. First thing he's going to do is he throws his staff up in front of him as it begins to spin rapidly, acting as the shield spell, giving him +1 to AC and the raise shield effect for the next round, or until his next turn. That's one action. And he will look at the elf and just reach out and telekinetic maneuver to disarm the crossbow from her.
Excellent. Is there something I need to roll for that?
I will roll. I think the system should take care of it. But it's effectively my roll against their athletics check.
Okay. Okay.
Let me target the right person.
Sailix, you're next.
I'd like to hero point that.
Certainly do. It's time to be a hero. As I mentioned, the flames are
That's better.
slowly moving in. So
The DC's wrong.
versus DC 0. Yeah, that's bugged.
The DC
So
should be the total of my roll 36.
the DC beats. Oh wait, so they make a save based on your.
Against
So they
my-
fail.
Yep.
36 means it's a critical fail.
There's no difference to that unless you want to make one. but is effectively a disarm maneuver that he has critically succeeded on. But his hand
trigger-
just holds out and he grabs the crossbow and attempts to pull it and throw it as far as he can.
As she lines up her sights towards the Vesperin, it darts to the side and launches an arrow, pinning her arm into the wood, and then the weapon flies off and it hits a table nearby. Suddenly you notice instantly a green fluid is pumping into the veins in her arm. She screams as she's pinned. You might have just saved this person's life. Do you have any actions left?
No, I just have the shield up.
Excellent. Sailix.
All right. Sailix is.
You're sparring with this man.
Yeah. He's gonna keep attacking.
.36 is a hit. Ah. You outsmarted him with a parry and moved in with a heavy blow. He's hurt. If he would be walking, he'd be limping. But instead, he just glares and he spits towards your feet. Continue.
All right. Another whack at him.
That's a hit. Roll damage. He's still standing, the sword in his hand. You have anything else?
Yeah, no. He'll make another attack. Last one. Come on. Oh, can I hero point that?
Yes, you may. And that is everybody's hero points. Well, actually, no, not yet. Soon. That's a miss as well. And
This
he
is not
takes
a critical
advantage.
miss.
He wastes no time. He takes advantage of that miss. He's going to make a feint on you. I believe it's deception. His bonus should be like 26 versus your perception DC. What's your perception bonus?
My perception bonus is plus 16.
So he meets it, you're fainted.
Okay.
So you're flat-footed until his next round, I believe. Director.
Oh man. So Arrow Chick is stuck in the wall, right? She's still pinned,
Disarmed.
disarmed. And okay, so is Triad Dwarf still hovering over Vespa?
Actively trying to murder Vespa.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. So I'm going to look at him and look down at Vespa, look up at him, and kind of have a spark of inspiration. And he's like, oh God. This is my epilogue. And he's going to cast Phantasmal Killer on Triad Dwarf. So he's got to make a will save against my spell DC. Or my spell,
I'm
sorry.
afraid of this.
Yeah. Which is 28.
28.
Mhm.
He critically fails.
Are you serious?
Every time. Every
Team.
time. I never expect. Okay, I swear, Ian, you're not messing with me, right?
What is the Growlodon afraid of?
You got an 18. It's all right. So what? Okay, just tell me what happens. So
Okay,
it's
actually,
a fortitude save now.
It's a will save. Oh
Right,
yeah,
but
sorry,
then
yeah,
now
no,
it's
yeah,
a
no, it's a
fortitude
fortitude. Yeah, now it's a fortitude save. Yeah.
What's the DC?
Fortitude save. I think it's the same as mine. It doesn't say. If target fails, it dies on. Yeah. So it'd be 28.
This
Just
is
tell
on
me
the
what happens.
This
All
is
right.
on
You
the
GM the next 6 seconds of combat.
Yes, I will. Okay, so as he stands there and he's looking between the triad and the at Vespa, he's kind of piecing all this together as he's hearing the end of this conversation. Realizes that Vespa's father just died. Is kind of pulling all this together and looks at this dwarf and is just like, oh my god, you have a curse on you now. And he's going to summon the ghost of Vespa's father right there to come up from the floorboards in a very phantasmal, scary, Judgment Day type of thing, reckoning. As for him, his entire everything will go black, and suddenly he is faced there with Vespa's father, looking at him of death and ire, and he will just mentally cause him to fear and cause him to die and wither there, like the end of the Last Crusade, chosen poorly.
Oh
Wow.
man.
And if I may, Vespa, you see this. Between you and the dwarf that was about to actually kill you, you had a hard fall and he was ready to choke you out. Theobald rises from the floor, and he picks Valgora up, actually, from your hands. He looks very strange in this light because most of it is from a fire that's about ready to consume all of you if the ceiling doesn't collapse and just kill you all instead. But he takes Valgora and he points it up at the dwarf. Do you see this? And the dwarf's mouth, his jaw drops. The weapon falls out of his hand and he starts to tremble and he says, the sacred clan dagger. And he backs up a little bit, trying to escape this. Theobald says, you can't escape this. And it takes one swift motion, driving Balgora, and he actually shatters into pieces like a crystal that had exploded, but then quickly it reconstitutes into flesh, and you're left covered in blood and entrails. Theobald isn't there anymore. Balgora is on the floor, though. Well done, because while everybody's spending hero points, the director is earning them.
Holy shit.
I don't know how that happened, but it did.
Oh
Well done.
yeah.
Aldonis,
Hi.
you witnessed this. Theobald's body is still here, however.
That was cool. I won't tell the director that though. So I am going to do I see that Vesperin's on the ground, like bleeding out pretty much?
You won't see it from there. Between
Okay.
you and Vesperin is Sailix.
So I don't know.
Well,
I
but
honestly,
wait. 1 second though. We're all in the telepathic link though, right?
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
Yeah. So you
So I
would
would
know.
actually know that you're
Yeah.
hurt.
Yeah.
God
Oh,
damn.
so you would know. You would know that she's hurt, yes.
Stupid. Anyway.
Yeah, I cleared up that communication problem from the start.
You did. So I'm going to lay the halfling body down and go as many movements as it takes to get to Vesperin. And I'll touch her, and so she'll get the 4d10 heal. So that goes to... So that's 10 points to Vesperin. I just forgot to target her.
Yep.
Cool.
Excellent.
So that's all 3 of my movements, right? Or all 3 of my actions? So
Yep.
that was pretty far to go. Okay.
Rafters start to fall in. Structural integrity of this place is weakening. Vespa, your turn.
I want to fucking kill that guy. um, so, yeah, I feel like, you know, she's covered in blood and guts. She's just seen the vengeful, you know, ghost of her father. She knows what she's doing is righteous. She has
And then a giant warg came and licked part of the viscera off your face, and you feel slightly better.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as your hand lifts off the floor, you notice this time without your permission, Balgora appears in your hands. Usually you call it and it returns. This time it decided for you.
Ooh.
But standing up,
That's not a problem. Like, that's fine.
your father's killer is just across the room doing battle with Sailix. A battle he's losing, but Balgora really wants the kill. What do you do?
Yeah. I guess I'll try to feign again.
Excellent. Deception. It's not a success, but you can try to attack him if you'd like.
Yeah, I'm attacking. All out if I can, pretty much.
That's a critical hit.
Yes.
You kill him. Balgora makes clean through his skull from one ear out the other, but it isn't satisfied with it, so it returns to stab him directly in the heart, and his body just falls over the counter. You can see the blade and its handles just sort of sticking out, waiting to return to you, but maybe basking in the moment, because now a supernatural amount of blood is spewing out of his torso, almost as if it's sucking the blood out, not to consume, but to just let fall. You can't enjoy the moment, though, because this entire building is about ready to collapse.
I will, if I have an action left, I want to try to pick his pockets to see if there's anything useful on him. Because I want to know what the fuck is going. Yeah, I want to know what the fuck is going on.
Director, with a scream, the elf pulls her forearm out of the ground, the floor that it's been pinned to. She gets up. You notice blood. It's turning green as it's falling to the ground, and she draws a short sword and moves towards you, and sort of just with a motion of her finger, she's ready to kill you.
Not the first woman. Want to get married?
It's a critical fail. She swings, but you have no issue dodging it.
Now.
She's angry, though. You're lucky. It's dripping the same poison. That green. I wouldn't fuck with it. It's turning her arm into something disgusting. Rune. One foe is left
Rune
standing.
will grab at his staff that has been acting as a shield for the last few seconds and call to Corvus, who will take to the air as Rune reaches out to Corvus, and the runes along Corvus's body glow and arc electricity as it passes magical energy that was expended earlier and returns it to Rune as he slams his hand into the ground for another shocking grasp towards the elf.
You're going to collapse the whole building on top of us.
Oh.
Just wizard
I
thing.
misses. and he misses, sadly.
Mm.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else?
No, that is it.
Salix.
Sailix is going to look at Vesprin right in the face and like, don't pick his pockets, take the whole body. I'm gonna finish
I'm
up
a-
here.
She looks at him back like poisoned, wounded as fuck, and like, of like spindly elf strength, and it's just like, fucking really? No, I'm taking what's light.
Then Salix will just say it in his head to Eldonis to grab the body.
Yeah,
as
I
he's
gotta make a hole first.
on his way over to. Is she over here now? Right here.
She's right there. Yep.
All right. He's gonna,
You can clear that in one leap.
Yeah, no. Salix is real damn mad. He just kind
One
of
roll.
hops up over, like one hand on the counter, jumps over, and lands behind her. And I'm gonna use double slice. So first attack. Second attack. Oof.
Interesting.
So do they hit or they miss?
A miss.
Really? All right.
Well, oh no, the first one hits.
Okay.
Yep.
First one. So this is that damage.
That's enough to kill her.
All right. So pretty much, Salix just leaps over the counter with one like hand on the back, like sword that's still sheathed. He brings it out, swings it at her, misses with the first one, and then comes back up with the one that he already has in his hand, and just like kind of sweeps it up from the floor and just like rips her right in half. He's
Excellent.
careful though. He makes sure the head's intact, and he grabs her body, cuts the head off, and goes and does the same to the dwarf. He's like, the triad wants to send people after you, then we'll let them know that we got their gift.
Excellent. Director, they're running out of time.
They are. My God.
You don't know if you have one action, one round, 1 minute, or 1 second left before this place just collapses.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Cast hideous laughter on all of us. Just die laughing. I don't know. No, but like as Salix is doing, he's like, I can't hear you. There's like a raging inferno. I'm sure it was great what you just said. I'm going to so what is is there like an opening to the roof that because I came through, like I leapt through. Is that way
You could break open a window if you'd like.
Oh my goodness, that is certainly what I'd like to do. I'm going to just, can I just like mage hand punch a window and then be like, yeet, I'm leaving.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm doing it. Guys, get out of here. Good luck.
See y'all later. Bye.
Aldonis, what do you do?
Where is the nearest window or door?
Quite close. It's right by where you see the torch. The director jumped out. It's 10 feet away from
Okay.
you. You could easily leap it.
So I am going to go get dead halfling body.
As you return, the entire center is on fire.
Shit, so I can't get to him.
He's in the middle of it.
I'm gonna try to get to him and throw him on my back.
Oh.
This is important.
Yeah.
Make a reflex save for me.
No problem. Oh my god. I don't know what's happening, but it sounds intense. A reflex save. Got it. Oh, can I hero point that? Do I need to hero point that?
You can hero point that.
Okay. Please. It's got to be better than what I rolled first.
Much better.
Okay, good.
But you do take 32 points of fire damage.
That's fine.
As you charge straight in.
That's fine.
Director, you're clear of the building. Aldonis, you make it out as well. With Theobald.
Mhm.
Vesperin.
I'm picking his pockets.
All right.
For anything that is useful or fucking gives us any inclination of what the fuck they were doing here.
There's a letter, but you don't have time to read it.
Obviously. I'm just literally
Yeah.
grabbing anything.
And Rune, what do you do?
And leaving, yeah.
Would you mind quickly describing the scene before him right now?
Everything is on fire. You know you have perhaps seconds to leave the building. The floor is caving in. There is a basement below, and you sort of see bodies slipping in. You're choked by the smoke. You know that the second floor is basically all destroyed. Most of your friends are jumping out of the nearest window to you, which is about 30 feet away. Sailix is still in the building, however.
All right.
He's actually weirdly preoccupied with decapitating the people that he's felled, which doesn't make sense in the context of what's happening, because this place is ready to cave in at any second.
He's a blood raven. It makes sense. There's actually two things Rune wants to do. Okay, so we're probably going to be stupid about this, but he is going to cast. Oh, good. That's only one. One action is going to be hypercognition. He is going to in the half second as the spell takes effect, he is simply scanning the room, attempting to note anything of interest. I would like to use the hypercognition to effectively get 6 perception checks to note anything of interest for later.
Right.
So let me do those real quick just to get those out of the way.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
You're interrupted after the first
Oh.
one with
All
a
right.
dire realization. Somebody's alive in here.
Does the second one tell me where?
Yeah.
Does the third one tell me who?
Based on where they're hiding, you think Bellflower Network.
All right. Does the fourth one grant me... Do I see a shadow anywhere?
Shadows. Where the floor is caving into the basement, there are plenty of shadows. The fire hasn't
Anything
reached it
outside
yet.
that I can see?
Outside in the basement or outside of the...
Outside of the building.
I'm pretty sure it's quite bright out.
All right, fair. Does that... Anything else of particular interest?
You read somewhere about the history of Cantargo that this bunker, the rumored wasp's nest, is connected to a sewer system. If it's in the basement like you think, it could be your way out. But that's where
Right.
this person is anyway.
Fair enough. And the last one, just for shits and oh my god, shits and giggles.
Whew.
Jesus.
Damn.
I'll message you
All right,
about
that's
that
fair.
last one.
Can't cast a spell to save his life, but he is perceptive as fuck.
But
That's
Mhm.
insane.
um, he'll look to Sailix. Sailix, get the fuck out of here. I'll catch you up. And you see him just sort of turn, and in a unkindness of ravens, he just shifts into the nearest shadow near him. And he's using dark roads from the relic to go the 30 feet to the to the nearest shadow. Actually, if it's dark enough down there, he gets 60.
It is. Salix, you're running out of time. You're starting to see the beds and dressers from upstairs riddled all over the floor and then caving in to a basement you can't see, but
All right.
Lux kept you alive. Do you get out of here?
So I'm taking the boss's head too. Like he will straight up put tie the dwarf's head to his belt with by his beard. Hold the elf's head like a football
Oh my god.
and run over, try to clean on one slice down, decapitate the head, and then fly the fuck up out of there.
Make a fortitude save for me as the smoke begins to choke you a bit. All right. That's a regular success. You take 11 points
All right.
of damage. You emerge with 3 heads. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Coming out of the window with your friends, you see the Director, Aldonis, the Vesprin, yourself, and the smiles of 3 corpses. But Rune's nowhere to be found. The illusion, if you look back, by the way, is quite disturbing. It hasn't gone off yet. It's still active. So you see people dancing and cheering merrily. There's a bard playing a lute, and everything's on fire. It isn't for long, though. The entire structure implodes with Rune inside. As far as you can tell, a cloud of dust. You probably have to take a step back. When the dust clears, a crowd is formed around the city. People are absolutely shocked, but Rune's nowhere to be found.
It's probably for the best, really.
Not again.
No, no, he's my lead. No.
I feel like Vesperin is just kind of like, you know, like at this point, like the shock and the bloodlust has worn off now, so she's just sort of like collapses in front of Aldonis, like looking at her father's body, just like
Aldonis would have shifted
With
back
that-
into his human-esque form and put a hand on her shoulder and done another vital beacon, which I already did, and just stood with her.
yeah, she's just kind of in that like stunned silence of like not even knowing how to process any of this.
Yeah.
Director's gonna ask Salix, did you see Rune? Did you see where he went? Where is he? Is he okay?
Sailix is walking by, holding a head by the hair and one bald head. He's like, he said he'll catch up later.
I see you got good head.
He's like,
At least 3.
4.
4.
Yeah, I have one on my shoulders.
Cantargo is a great city. Anyway,
I was like, and Sailix will kind of like kneel down to Vesperin, and he'll whisper into her ear, and he's like, "We'll have time to mourn later. We have work to do. We can take him back to my house. We'll prepare him for burial. But now, we let the Triad know what happens when you take from us."
I'm gonna
In
fucking
everyone's
kill them
heads,
all.
they hear, "Rune, I'll meet you all at the harbor. I've got a guest."
All right,
oh,
then.
glad you're not dead. Voice over to Bree. That's not everybody
You
else
know-
can hear.
You know better than that by now. Death's temporary
Yeah.
for Rune.
But yeah, Sailix
Not-
will start heading to the harbor where the Green Talons area main stronghold is.
So that's Bleak Bridge. That's sort of in the direction, but not exactly. You could go. You would have to continue. The harbor's closer.
Okay, well then I guess we're going to the harbor. On the way, I'm gonna look for some pikes.
Pikes.
Yeah, pikes.
Well, a large
you get
crowd has
fish.
gathered amidst this, and I mean the city isn't too densely populated. You already spot a couple of crimson ravens about.
Just to be clear,
they'll
Aldonis
follow you if you
would
sing.
be carrying the body and taking it back to our place for burial, and then would meet up with everybody at the harbor.
Yeah. I'd have to. I feel like she would like see Eldonis off, but like go to the harbor with everybody else because, again, like she's just
Albatross. They manage disposal of bodies in preparation. They do funerals. That's where
The
everybody
director.
goes when people die, if they can afford it. So that's pretty standard.
The
Yeah, how about the
director,
director?
is got. Listen, guys, I'll check in with you guys a little bit later. I got stuff to do. I have something I gotta play. All right, I'll see you guys later. Good luck.
fucking play is more important than all this shit that just went down. You fucking kidding me?
Yes, it is. It really is. Trust me on it. I know you can't, but you are doing a very good spot. I mean, like, honestly, no, don't hear this from me. We haven't made the decision yet, but honestly, I think you are Unforgiven material. Just throwing that out there. Let that
Unforgotten
sit.
director.
Unforgotten, Unforgiven, same thing, right? I do it. All right, then I gotta go. I'll see you later. He's gonna.
Sailix will just look to Vesper and is like, "We all have our talents. His are not what we're about to go do."
Probably doesn't comfort someone who just saw their father die.
Right.
I'm not gonna fucking stop until Balgora's drank every last drop of Triad blood.
Sailix will nod to the Crimson Ravens in the crowd. Like, "I need 3 pikes prepared in the harbor."
3 fish appear.
Meet us there. The 3 Chelish humans, they head out. They seem angry. It's not hard to make them angry, but this is something different. So, director is gone. Aldonis is head to Albatross. Sailix and Vesperin, you arrive at the harbor first. Rune's there. It looks like he's just crawled through sewage, but he's with a halfling woman with blonde hair. Fits the description that Nazrin was talking about. What do you do?
Rune takes the time to prestidigitate the mess off of him and his new guest.
Am I still covered in like entrails and stuff?
Probably.
Yep.
Awesome.
You're looking more like a crimson raven right now, actually.
Oh God.
Was Laria all right physically?
She was fine, hiding in a crate. Oh,
You would have provided some kind of additional covering, so to hide herself, basically. Actually, yeah, using the monocle, he will create item because he has that once per day, and create a cloak for her to wear in order to protect her visage.
she'll pull it up. She's been crying. You know that coffee shop had been around for a long time. It was named after her. But that's probably all you know. You know she's connected to the Bellflower Network, which doesn't seem to be standing right now. She approaches the Vesprin and reaches out to grab her hand, keeping the cloak over her face because she's terrified. She says, You've lost everything. I have too.
I hope whatever the fuck you know is fucking worth it. Because it has to be.
Theobald is a hero.
Aye. So, what can you tell us about why they was coming after you? Because we got to make them pay. They have a
She'll-
debt.
We need a safe place to talk.
Agreed. Let's find one.
Right. We can all visit my lovely home in a little bit. But right now, I have to work.
Your thugs, Sailix, they arrive with pointy objects. Wooded. There's a couple of kids working the dock, pulling stuff up, but they're intimidated. They scramble off. This dock sticks out and leads into the river that cuts through the city. It's an ideal spot. What do you do?
Sailix takes the 3 pikes and he jabs them into the ground towards the outermost dock for people coming into the city to see. Then he plants each one of the heads on top of its respective pike. And with a little handiwork and a knife, he carves corrupt into each one of their foreheads. And looks back to Bruno. He's like, "Do you have some parchment on you?"
What are you looking to say?
Oh, something to capture the mood. You take from us and we return in kind. The Unforgotten.
Rune will use the sigil cantrip to mark each spot for the next year, to mark each head for the next year with that message.
Excellent.
Aldonis will send a telepathic link. I'm assuming that we can have a telepathic link still. Like that, how long does that last?
The day.
Okay. Vesprin, you can come to the Albatross headquarters to say goodbye before we finish the burial.
You'd get like the telepathic like equivalent of like a nod because words are hard.
Yeah.
And yeah, I guess she would head over that way.
What I would say is that I've done is tried to do my last bit of healing from the vital beacon to like try to reconstruct his face so that it's more of what it should be as opposed to melted halfling.
Before the Vesperin arrives, as you're wrapping up, Diedrich will enter. I heard the news. Yeah, you look. He doesn't seem like the type of person you think is capable of crying, but he has been.
Did you know him?
And he, for a long time.
I didn't get to say goodbye to Monica. But at least
And there's
I can give this
a ring on.
to her.
Rest easy, Spy Master. He's going to walk over to a window and tap a ring on the stone windowsill. And a silver raven flies over and lands. He picks it up. I know where you need to go. I appreciate you, Aldonis. I need to take it from here with Theobald's body.
Vesperin will be here shortly to say goodbye. Don't do anything before she gets that chance.
Vesperin, you arrive. You've been directed where to go in the Albatross headquarters, where they embalmed the corpses, and you see your dad. It's probably real now, but what do you do?
I feel like, like again, I want to be clear, like, she has not cleaned up. Like, she is still covered in blood and gore and, like, still probably partially wounded, I think, right?
Yeah,
So-
I didn't. You took a lot. I gave you two hits of Vital Beacon, but
yeah.
So
I feel like she had been like doing a good job of like holding it all together on the
Right.
way over there, and I guess, and it's kind of like one of those things where like she doesn't really see the rest of the room when she lays eyes on his body, and she just kind of like beelines directly for him, and just seeing him and everything, that's when she cries.
Diedrich's going to try to prevent you from seeing him this way because he's not been prepared. And he'll try at an empathetic pace to inform you that there is a funeral in 2 days' time.
She would just be like, I don't give a shit. You will not stop me. Like, let me go.
Yeah. He'll let you grieve. Now, is there anything that the players would like to do in the next 2 days? You'll realize that this funeral is set on the same day of the play.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, heading back to Sailix's home with Longroad and having a conversation about what happened prior to our arrival.
Sailix would take part in that conversation, but he would want to go get a haircut.
Rune will note that as he was heading to Longroad, he noticed that there were gifts from the Red Gels. That didn't make any sense to me. What did they have to do with it?
Who do you bring that information to?
It's just part of the conversation that we have at Longroad.
Long Road is.
The halfling we saved.
Larry Longroad.
Oh, okay. Vesperin would also like to be there for that conversation, if that's cool.
Yeah.
Once you calm down, Aldonis would walk you back to and just super quiet, but still like being there for you, even
Yeah.
though he still hates your guts.
It's fine. It's one of those things of,
Yeah.
like, I feel like along that walk, like, best friend would kind of awkwardly mumble, like, thank you for recovering him.
It matters.
So you're all back at Sailix's little villa. Calmont and Larry Longroad are there. Demiri is cooking something in the kitchen, to Sailix's dismay. But it's time to question them. Rune,
Sorry for what happened to you. Glad we were able to help you out. For what it's worth, your friend the mayor pointed us in your direction, said that there may have been some problems. But what we need to know from you now is what happened. What happened before we got there? As much detail as you can manage.
for the Bellflower Network, secrecy is our number one asset. But what I can tell you is that the Scarlet Triad is an organization of slavers. It's against everything we believe in. They've been picking people off in this city.
Not just this one. Listen, I understand your Bellflower network relies on secrecy. But I can tell you right now, given what the Triad's been up to, keeping secrets from us is not going to help you. If you tell us what you know, everything, no secrets, we can help you, and we can help this city. But if you are going to keep to some tradition of for all intents and purposes, a faction that is quickly dying, I don't know what'll happen.
Right. Calmont, why don't you tell them? If you've let them
Earnestly.
in the same room, he'll speak. Right. I had a change of heart. You don't believe it, but here I am.
Oh, Calmont, I believe you.
He'll show his forearm, pulling up the sleeve. On the side, small scars, 19 of them, a tally. That's 19 families. Saved them from their shackles.
Good on you. Now tell us what you know.
I operate north, Cypress Point. The Triad came. Maybe it was me, but maybe they're everywhere, but they've been taking them. Farmers, families, pulling them by ship. You don't know where they're going. If you want to find the Triad, head to the point.
Yeah. I know where they're going.
I have a question. You knew about Monica's family. Did you liberate them?
I don't think I could honor her by telling you. Make it back. We'll tell you what you need to know.
There was a gift from the Red Jills. I saw it at Long Road, the cafe. What did that have to do with anything?
Sailix, you've had a bit of a eureka moment. You know what that might mean. That clue. The expression on the faces of these two halflings tells you they don't. They're dumbfounded, but you've got something of a lead. What do you do?
I just kind of watch them squirm because the information I know is only good to me, Rune, and our group. No sense of giving an information network free information. So he just sits on it.
You have no idea. do you?
Someone's under my. Try. It could be anyone.
All right. How many of the bellflower are left?
2 then.
Are you kidding me?
They killed us all.
It's good. It's good. Death is Death
Do you know
is-
where they are?
Cypress Point.
Triad.
I know
Death-
why.
Death is the perfect way to start over. If they think you're all dead, then play dead. Stick to the shadows. Rebuild your network slowly, not too fast. Don't draw attention. And when we need information, if anything of the triad comes past your desk, you let us know. Because as far as I'm concerned, the Bellflower Network is now part of the Unforgotten. Because we risked our ass to save you.
Calmond. Long Road. Go to the Alabaster Academy. As quietly as you can. Ask for a vision and veil. They will put you someplace safe. It's not going to be nice, but no one will find you there. And it'll give you a chance to recuperate and make up a plan.
Okay.
When I can, I will go there to meet you. And we'll figure out what to do next for the Bellflower. All right?
They nod.
Go. Rest up. Stay here tonight. Leave tomorrow.
As Rune says, stay here tonight, Sailix just like,
In my room.
I'm gonna start charging everybody rent.
I'll pay it. And he will summon one of his unseen servants to escort them up to his room.
So, anything you would like to do as the 2 days pass?
Sailix would periodically, or he would actually tell one of the Crimson Ravens, like, to have, or to have them in general, to have like a rotating patrol, to always have somebody have eyes on the heads. And anybody that looks like they are like suspicious or peeved or angry at the sight, or anybody that looks like they might be offended at it, to report back.
What you learn is that the Red Jills have an issue with it merely because they use the port to load salt into a salt processing plant at the harbor. They've berated the Crimson Ravens about it, but no blood has been drawn. They leave it up. But it's been known for a long time that the Red Jills do outnumber the Crimson Ravens in power and wealth in this city, since just about every laborer sides with them. They're basically unions. That's all you learn. Now, your friend is suddenly available for an appointment later on if you wish to take it. But go ahead, Rune.
That's after the two are escorted away. Rune will simply voice to the group. Cypress Point is where the gate is. The Dream Gate.
This is over breakfast, right?
And what the fuck is that?
It's a
The Dream
city.
Gate is an old elven magical network of portals that transport all across Galarian. Each is more or less assigned to an old elven deity of the pantheon. The one near here, at Cyprus, is the Dream Gate to Desna. They were also, and by they I mean the Triad, were also near a place where we had come from. We're interested in the gate that was there. I suspect they're using them to transport the slaves wherever they're digging, or wherever they're using them at.
But what's the key for this one? There was a key for the one at Hunter Gate.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've got the key.
Okay. I'm going hunting, and Aldonis will take off the amulet and just leave it on the table since both Sailix and Rune are there. They'll just be like, I'm going hunting, I'll be back by nightfall. Bye.
Sailix, without second thought, picks up the amulet and puts it, like, stands up. He's like, I have a hair appointment. And he just walks out.
Fucking else.
This is how I get it.
In the succeeding day or so that happens, Rune will be grabbing a nice piece of sapphire or sapphire speckled stone and carving something out of it.
Vesperin in the couple days leading to the funeral would return back to Theobald's office and just kind of like, first of all, see if there's anybody alive still to report in. Like, you know, anyone, maybe somebody was sick that day. I don't know. You know, like she mostly assumes they're all dead, but like still has that hope that maybe and you know we'll probably read whatever that letter was there.
The letter is vague. It's worded elusively. It could even be a love letter between him and somebody. You believe it implicates the Vashnar Still shipping yard in the harbor with their business. If they're smuggling bodies out of Kintargo, you think it's through that harbor. That's all you know. Also, no member of the River Talons dedicated enough to have a tattoo is still alive, except for you. Some loose members or people who are going to join, but everybody was called on in the attack, and it was a disaster for them. So as far as you know, there's no surviving member of the Talons except for former members who have since left. But what that means is Bleakbridge is starting to fall apart in a way. It doesn't have leadership, and you can already tell people are starting to take advantage of it.
So I guess then she would take whatever the green recruits were, and you know, like the most I mean, like I don't know how many there were left, but like she would assemble all of you know the untattooed recruits and just kind of like assess what she's working with and who they are, and like if there's any that show any sort of promise, they get promoted, and she's just like, your job is to hold our fucking territory.
Related to this, you hear a rumor from one of the recruits. About 12 of them seem able-bodied. They just don't have the experience in subtlety. You don't trust any of them yet.
Mhm.
But you hear a rumor. The Crimson Ravens are quite upset at the Red Jills. Both of them, in a way, would like to gain the power of owning Bleak Bridge, despite being the bodies of who govern it is still pretty fresh, so no one's willing to touch it yet. But the Crimson Ravens have a bone to pick, and it looks like they want to head to the shipping yard. You know you can find Sailix right about now. The play's tomorrow, but what do you do?
Wait, so I'm confused. They're the two factions are against each other, but both want to take over our bridge.
Yeah, they would like to expand their territory, but you take it that you have at least a little bit of time before that happens.
Okay.
But rumor has it the Red Jills are involved in some way. At least that's what the Crimson Ravens believe. So if you're to pick a side,
Yeah.
probably with Sailix.
Okay.
In fact, you notice the Crimson Ravens are beginning to cross Bleak Bridge. Heading to North Cantargo, where the shipping yard is, if you wish to intervene.
I would like to see what that's all about.
Sailix, go ahead.
Sailix is with them. Probably walking in the front, actually.
Scores of what the Silver Ravens would call Blood Ravens marching, and you are at the lead, despite not really being the leader, but go ahead.
Vesprin, you look perturbed. What is it?
His body ain't even cold yet, and you're moving in on our territory.
He would look at you like, I care not for this bridge. Do what you want with it. My fight today is with the Red Jills.
And it sounds like we're on the same side.
Well then, I would say marshal your forces, but he'll look back towards like the smattering of people around you.
About a dozen greenhorns, yeah.
Let's not pop their battle cherry today, shall we?
They could use to get they could use the experience. They can fight. And they're not gonna learn it. No battle's fucking easy.
All right, that's fine. You take your group, you sneak them in through the back, and we'll attack from the front. And then, when chaos ensues, you do your sneak thing, and we'll kill them many as we can, and find out whatever falls loose.
And I have your word that you and yours won't encroach on our territory.
When she says that, Sailix will look to the I guess the other higher ranking Crimson Ravens that are around him. Like, they're gonna help us assault the shipping yard. We'll leave the bridge alone. Correct?
It's theirs.
There you go. We have an accord.
The guy in the front, a bald, brawny Chelishman, he's carrying a bat. He splits it on his knee and hands it to the youngest of these Tengu recruits. Let's break some Jills.
I love
Aye.
that so much.
And with that, Sailix unfurls his wings and kind of takes off to the sky.
I feel like, Vesprin would do that like whistle that I can't do as a person, but you know the one I'm talking about, right? Um, and just look at her gang and be like, all right, let's get you some gels, and we take to parkour.
By the
Oh,
way,
yeah.
before this,
Mhm.
Sailix would have told Rune what he learned about the Red Jills being implicated, and what that gift that he had saw in the coffee house would have implicated them to being, um, like, uh, they've never had a contract before, and now all of a sudden all this has happened. Then the Jills don't really give out contracts like that. So the fact that they have a gift means that they've pretty much all but allied themselves with the Triad.
Ian, would I have enough knowledge to know like the gift that he's talking about, or was that something I didn't see?
Which gift? What do you mean?
What he's talking about here with the implication of the gels with the triad and stuff.
The gift
Assuming that was
seen.
Somebody has to be undermining the city from within.
Okay.
The Jills have been weirdly silent about all of this.
Okay.
They've been trying to drum up money, but they won't. They didn't even meet at the war cage. They didn't, despite being a huge force in Kintargo, they've been largely silent about serious matters. Most of them are kind of assholes. Maybe.
Okay.
You've definitely got bad blood anyway, historically, but nothing like this, if true.
Yeah.
So, when Sailix mentioned this, so you think the Red Jills, who have never done anything like this before, have decided to team up with the Scarlet Triad?
Yeah.
When we have more proof to the fact that the Triad is attempting to undermine every faction to start a war.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes no sense.
They have to have weaseled their way in somewhere. They've been oddly absent these last few weeks. They weren't at the war cage. They weren't there to discuss anything. Where have they been? And all of
Perhaps
a
they're
sudden,
wiped out.
Say again?
Perhaps they're wiped out.
Well, we...
All right.
Shipping yard,
You
and
piqued my
they're dead.
interest. That is very odd for them to not be present. What's your plan?
Shake
Is
the
it the typical
trees, see what falls
Crimson
loose.
Raven go in with the bat a swinging?
I only point the match. What it lights on fire is that's problem.
Sailix, even if there's a chance that your theory is wrong, and the Jills had nothing to do with this, you're willing to start a gang war while also trying to fight the Triad.
So he'll kind of look up in thought and be like, yes.
And what exactly is your logic behind that one?
My hatred for the Triad drives me to do unreasonable things.
All right, let me be the voice of reason in the midst of your hatred. Don't do this.
Well,
If we're to win, go ahead.
The problem with that is I've already told the other ravens. It's out of my hands.
A shitty way to say it. I love it.
But
Out of all the time you put in here, you've got no pull. Nothing. You're a hapless thug.
I'll tell you what. You show up and you stand in front of the Red Jill's territory tomorrow with some kind of argument to drive them away, and I will stand next to you and tell them I support your decision.
And my current argument doesn't count, I presume.
It'll count for me. But the other ones are more boorish.
One day, huh?
I kind of look up to the sky. Probably around 18 hours.
All right.
See you tomorrow.
As he walks by.
Sailix, for being so conflict driven, you gain a hero point to spend on anything violent that you would like. I don't want to see you making diplomacy checks with it though. So with that, it's now time. Fast forward, you are in front of Bashnarstil shipyard. You didn't realize it's actually right next to where you put the pikes, and a couple of tieflings are arguing about them. Again.
Oh, I forgot. I would tell Sailix what I heard about the shipyards in the letter.
Oh, right. Shit.
Yeah.
So that just kind of solidified Sailix towards
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Jewel. Rune, as you meet the mayor to try to I don't know, discuss things, you realize something. To Nazranal Max's horror, the director seemed in a bizarre drunken haze. He went off to his room and was not seen again. He's missing. He was acting strange, she said. She's in a bit of a panic, you see. There's a play tomorrow, and he's nowhere to be found.
I will make sure your play happens if you help me.
You have an agreement.
I need every guard you can muster to be at the harbor. Every last one of them.
With a quill, a piece of parchment, and her own silver raven, the request is sent.
And as a quick pit stop, he'll stop by the Alabaster and see if they can muster anyone as well.
Right. What about the director?
Now,
What do you
aside
do?
from that,
He was
will be
last seen in
summoning
his
a
room.
He will be heading to the director's room and trying to piece together where the little bastard is going to.
I need a check. Everything looks. What does the director's room look like here?
I think that it would be in a state of possibly chaotic disarray, as lavish as possible without being a little gaudy, but full with papers and inkwells and various parchments here and there, bed rustled, nothing, yeah, chaos.
Hmm.
Chaos.
Except you notice something strange. Is this place has servants in and out all the time. They haven't seen him. There isn't even a window that you presume he could reach.
Has the invisibility on all the time.
Nothing invisible,
Mm.
but what you like to consider an invisible residue. A side effect people don't often think about is the oils on the hands of those who turn invisible. They leave a strange smudge. Only if you can see invisibility, you can notice it. Somebody invisible was in his room recently, and you don't think it was him. Make a perception check for me, or some sort of check.
Rune will call upon Nethys to grant him guidance.
This can be known, Rune.
Give him a +1 to this particular check.
The voice says, "Go ahead."
Nice.
Residue. It's similar to what you saw dripping from the crossbow. He's been poisoned, sapped, and probably taken. Interesting. Does that make 2 for 2 on the saboteur to the director ahead of a play? Perhaps. But you hear people are mobilizing quite soon. So what do you do?
One crisis at a time. He goes to be a part of this engagement
Right.
with his argument.
Sailix, somebody's undermined you just a little bit. You arrive, you're not alone. The Red Jills, they weren't aware. Maybe a couple hundred tieflings work at the shipyard. It's massive. But who else has arrived but the Order of the Torrent, the official city guard? You don't know if they're to investigate the Jills or protect them. Either way, it seems like a bit of interference. You weren't expecting. What do you and yours do? You are probably 80 to 100 strong, and then with about a score of the River Talons beside you as well.
Upon seeing them, Sailix will kind of look to Vesprin and be like, "So, you got those letters on you?"
Aye.
He'll hold his hand out. He's like, "Give them to me, disappear, and see what you can find out. I'll buy you as much time as I can."
Okay. Yeah, so I feel like she would grab like the letter from like her boot or something, like some random spot, and hand it to him. And then give some signals to the gang to like fan out and blend in with the crowd or whatever, to listen in. She herself would probably go invisible, and try to scout like wherever they are most likely to like have their base or whatever.
I'm going to have you make a stealth check.
Mhm.
I'll roll it for you on behalf of what we're calling a team of sneaks.
Yeah.
Oh, that might be the wrong skill.
My artful dodgers.
You think some of yours has been spotted. They're too new. You're still invisible. But But do the Crimson Ravens speak to the Order of the Torrent as they stand guard between you and the shipping yard?
Yeah. Sailix walks up and he's like, "What are you here for?"
It's a young man with cropped red hair. We were sent by the mayor.
Cheeky little bastard.
Right. Heard a rumor blood ravens are here to cause trouble.
Oh, cause trouble. Do our job.
Do your job.
Right.
It's easy to do when your job doesn't involve due process.
Oh, well, if you tie everything up in due process, nothing's ever going to get done. That's how the city
Justice.
fell the first time. And he holds out the paper.
His fist balls up.
It's like, is this what you want to do? Do you want to die today, boy? I've forgotten more ways to kill than you'll ever know.
You weren't here for the rebellion. Neither was I. Don't disrespect what the Silver Ravens did. Rune, you arrive.
Hello, old friend. How are you today?
Well, I was pleasant and then quickly became agitated. He'll hold the papers out to Rune while keeping like eyes locked on to the one with red hair. He's like,
Rune will use Mage Hand to grab the letters and read through them.
these were found on the body of the member of the Scarlet Triad. The Red Jills are using this port to smuggle bodies out of for the Triad.
Rune will look at the letters.
That's almost what it seems like. Maybe it's a bit on the conspiracy theory side, but the way this person's talking about this shipyard in general, it really makes it sound like you want to take a look.
Even if we just take a look, Rune, we just go in, we collect the evidence, nobody dies. We just...
Are the Red Jills called out in the letters?
They're mentioned briefly. It's hard to tell if they're collateral, if they're even aware of what's going on. They run this shipyard, but maybe the Triad is operating within it.
Sailix, will you give me 10 minutes?
I'll give you 5 for betraying me.
You asked me to do this.
Twice, Rune. 5 minutes.
You asked me to do this. As Rune will head to the nearest shadow and move closer to where he thinks at least the Red Jills are.
This place is sprawling. It looks like multiple structures. One of them seems to have like a nicer side. Looks like where people go if they're doing business.
You'll head there?
So there are several buildings about. One of them looks like it would be where you go if you're trying to do business. It's a little better decorated and taller.
Walks in.
Boxes everywhere. It's actually a bit of a maze. Tieflings are working tirelessly, sweat covered, but they sort of look at you without speaking.
Gels. I'm Rune Ravenswood. I'd like to speak to whoever's in charge. It's urgent.
Did you start this? Up there?
Just let me talk to whoever's in charge and see what we can end soonest.
What, they need the Order of the Torrent to protect the Crimson Ravens?
It is not what you think.
Right.
Right.
Bring them, we can beat them.
I brought the torrent.
getting up from what looks like a desk in the back, a tiefling so large you would not understand any explanation other than that it's supernatural. He stands maybe 12 feet and just absolutely shredded. He looks just towering over a pile of crates. You're not meeting the boss. It's time to leave. And he's going to crack his knuckles.
Listen, mate. You're getting framed for something. I'm fairly certain. So do you want to solve this or not? Because I'd like to get out of this without a fight.
Make a reflex save for me.
Ian, would it have been possible for Vespern to follow them in?
Yeah, no, you're up on the rafters. You see all of
Okay,
this.
sweet.
Yeah. Wow. Well, you're quicker than you let on because the swing wasn't good enough. A crowbar traveling at unreasonable speeds whizzed past your head as you duck. You realize that they sort of creeped around you while you were confronting them. What do you do? And Vesperin, what do you do? Because you're acting first before anybody else here.
What do I want to do? Okay. So, I had to briefly run to the restroom. He basically said,
He refused any sort of diplomacy and tried to jump Rune.
yeah,
It looked maybe like intent to kill, actually.
it's peanut butter murder time, friend. Like,
You can easily dispatch the person who made a cheap shot at Rune. It will cost you your invisibility, but you still have the high ground.
yes. Okay. Well, so actually though, since I get all of my bonuses and stuff, can I attack the big dude?
You can. Go ahead.
Oh no.
Go ahead.
I don't like the way you're saying that.
Do
What
it.
would you like to do?
Do it now.
Scared now. Okay, I'm gonna do it.
I think that's what Balgora would want.
Yeah, exactly. This will be fun.
No, take the big one.
No, that's not mine. I had a waffle ball.
I might make you officially
No, that's
Balgora.
you. Well, they didn't give you waffle balls.
Ah, what
So-
what dicks?
That's okay. That's enough calories as it is.
Ah,
You don't need the waffle bowl.
ah, dicks.
Hey,
So
we're still
sad.
streaming.
I know.
So-
Okay. Yeah. So,
Balgora on the big one, huh?
Uh-huh. And debilitating strike that shit.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a critical hit.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll damage.
Anna gets sneak attack and
Oh, so I will roll damage for you here.
yeah.
So pop,
Balgor says, yes.
pop.
No, do I want the Anna gets the because I have the new extra damage for debilitating strike. So that's another 2d6.
All right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, basically, it flies through the air, moves
Mhm.
through his chest, and lands on a piece of scrap metal. But you realize that this is almost supersonic, Balgora, sometimes when you throw it. It adds its own speed to it, and it sounds like a thunderclap when it hits that piece of metal. He matches it with his scream. Sailix on the outside, you hear this, but you're inches from a man who has told you his title is Regin Sabinus, the Paralictor of the Order of the Torrent. You guys were so close to getting into a fight. Suddenly, a fight has already been made for you. What do you do?
Sailix is going to look like while keeping an eye on him, like take a step back, and he's like, "You said
Did
his
I
name
kill
was
him?
You said his name was Reginus."
It's Regin Sabinus. Yes.
Regin, if they had nothing to hide, then there wouldn't be fighting right now. The person that acquired your protection is probably in there fighting for his life. Now I'm gonna go save his ass because that's what I always do. You can do what you want.
So I'm not muted.
All right.
Salix is gonna kind of look back to the Crimson Ravens. He's like, "We're not waiting anymore."
Step aside, men. We have the cuffs. Leave as many people alive as you can. We'll watch the perimeter.
And with that, Salix takes off over the gate.
And your men charge in as well. There are many ways to get up. There are ramps that lead to like the upper level. I just take it you guys are sort of swarming the place. You're still outnumbered, but I don't know. You've got firepower. I'm going to do initiative for
That's
everybody.
asking good.
So Aldonis and Dietrich are probably just sitting there embalming his friend's body and just not aware at all that any of this is going down. Just
Yeah. Da 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 da.
yeah, pretty much. A little more somber.
Aren't you so glad you came along, Rune?
Ian, did I kill him with that first
No,
strike?
you
Okay.
didn't.
Okay, cool.
He turns around.
But hang on.
Go ahead.
So I get to also choose impaired movement
Yes.
or enfeeblement.
If you impair his movement, it might make it harder for him to catch up with you. Even though you are up above, it still could be useful. If you want to make him slower.
I'll do that.
Excellent. He's pissed off. And as he moves over, he just bats crates left and right to get over to you and rips a support beam, the one that holds the rafter you're on. I need a reflex save from you, and I'll roll it. But is there anything you want to do in this situation?
Sorry, my aim's better.
You can catch it and scramble back up.
Yeah, I want to stay on the roof.
Right. So as you move back up, but it's starting to look a little bit rough, because there's a lot of people down below. I mean, this place is a fully functional shipping yard. Dozens and dozens of people. Rune, you've been betrayed. There is a man
Color me
behind
surprised.
you. He tried to break your skull open. You're actually a little bit more physically inclined than you thought. But what do you do?
First, again, he throws up his staff as it begins to spin in the air, acting as the shield spell. Then he will look at the large brute who may know where the leader is and do mind reading or mind probe.
He is distracted now.
Okay, so do I have to make a... Well, I guess it'll make the save automatically if you target.
It should, yes. I'm presuming it's the bruiser I'd be targeting.
Yes. A monster of a tiefling. There he is. People begin to swarm in, actually.
Oh,
It succeeds the
seriously?
save by 1. He barely meets it. What's the success condition?
Oh, it's nothing of important, really. I don't care about that information.
Excellent. Anything else you can do this turn?
No, that's it.
Sailix, you and yours storm in on the bottom and the upper floors, almost all the way wrapped around quite immediately. At least 100 or 150 people in the larger compound have already begun to fight. But what do you do? Because you do see Rune.
I immediately fly down to be behind the person that was attacking Rune and use double slice.
Excellent.
So it's just Smith Tiefling. So number 1. 27 hit.
27's a critical hit.
All right. And then for the second one. So that's both 2 criticals.
Yep.
All right. $41 for the first one.
He's dead.
All right.
Take it. It's a small victory. There are dozens of them. Describe what you did.
So as Sailix runs in, he sees one like kind of gearing up to come at Rune from behind, and he just like immediately launches in and like coming to like a skidding stop. He just both swords right through him, like cleaving him in 3 parts.
Excellent.
I'm reading things.
You're hit. 2 tieflings strike at you. They both miss. Sailix.
Is that one a critical miss?
Yes.
All right, I get an attack.
Do it.
All right. Oh, that's damage. $39.
Say again?
39.
That hits.
Critical or no?
No, it's just regular hit. Roll damage.
All right. I don't know who I'm targeting, by the way. So I'm just rolling.
It's fine. Just roll the damage. Yep.
Let's see, tiefling.
Rune,
Oh,
a dagger
shit.
flies through the air. It hits you in the calf. Barely enough to stick, and then it falls out right away.
Shields up so it takes the damage.
Excellent. Sailix, you killed the tiefling in one motion from a parry. This is a numbers game, but that guy in front of you actually seems like a real challenge. Much, much larger than you. His horns are larger than your arms.
Sailix is gonna kind of like elbow over and he's like, well, cut the head off a snake and the body withers, right?
Make a reflex save, Sailix.
Damn.
As you're saying that,
I'm trying to be cool over here.
people are charging in. Yeah, it's kind of a battlefield in here. Crates are knocked off of the railing overhead towards you. You dodge out of the way. You take half damage, though. 10 points to you. Vesperin, what do you do?
Okay, so is there anything attacking me up here right now?
No, but make a perception check.
Make me a perception check. Yes.
Oh, right. Yes. I'm sure it will yield good results, and I'm sorry if it doesn't. It's a critical fail.
My shoes are great.
You don't know. It's kind of a lot going on right now.
Yeah.
It's pretty chaotic.
I guess then I'm going to try a feint on the dude I was attacking, the big guy.
Yep. That will be a deception versus his perception DC. 36 versus... It succeeds.
Yay!
He's flat-footed.
Hooray!
You have one action left.
I'm going to attack him with all of my sneaks.
Daniel, make Balgora say something for me. You did such a good job.
Take his horns first.
Oh my god, yes. I
He
love
dodges
it.
it. He's surprisingly quick
That dick.
for his great size, but he was almost going to get distracted by Sailix and Rune, but that did it. He's mad again. So he
Fuck.
walks up to the center beam and he just kicks it. It breaks out. You fall to the ground. You're prone, and he picks up the beam as a club, and he'll swing at you. 34 is a hit.
Ah! Fuck.
24 points of damage.
Mm.
And then he's going to pick you up by your neck. He's choking you, but it doesn't seem like it's about the choking. He's just going to hold you high up in the air. You're pretty heavily wounded right now, and you feel everything is starting to go black. Bit off a bit more than you can chew, it seems. But Rune, it's your turn. What do you do?
Yeah. Help.
First question: how much damage did the hit attempt to do?
The one that you just shielded off?
Yeah.
Very little. These people aren't really fighters. Like 3 points, maybe.
All right. The shield would have absorbed it completely, so Rune is unhurt
Yep.
right now.
I'll fix that. Yep.
He will repeat the action to keep the shield up for another round. And
You notice something strange in the middle of this. It's hard to keep track of things that aren't moving parts because everything's moving, but there's a strange crate off in the corner. It's a symbol that rings a bell to you, but I'd like you to make a check, one that you think would be pertinent.
Knowledge, maybe? Or
Yeah.
lore? Which
Okay,
one
yeah.
would be appropriate?
Actually, this has to be perception because it's a memory. You have to
Oh.
access it.
Oh, that's fair.
Something's ringing a bell, and this strange symbol on this crate as it wiggles.
Losing access to stuff.
You don't know. Doesn't make sense why it's shaking, though. That's the symbol you see atop it, carved into the crate. It shakes a little bit, but you can't fixate on it. Not right now. You'll get trampled. So what do you do?
What? Describe the area that it's in.
You're always within swinging distance of an enemy or a friend. It's packed. Crates are flying everywhere. It's very dynamic, but over with the back turned to you stands a massive ogre of a tiefling holding the Vesperin by the neck. Just with one hand choking the life out of her. He's holding a beam as a makeshift bat as well. Don't die.
All right, I'll give this a try then. How terrible does Vesperin look?
He could probably crack her neck. He could probably kill her. He seemed very capable. You don't know if anything's broken, but she's just kind of doing that thing where she's falling limp. And when someone has their hands around a neck like that, you learned with what Reika could do, it just takes one motion.
Rune looks at, is Sailix still nearby? Yeah, Rune looks at Sailix and points to the shaking crate. Get it. As he will attempt a as he pulls his hand away from the staff as it continues to spin to shield him, and his hands forming symbols in the air as he reaches out, and a sort of ethereal tendril goes out to the brutish tiefling and attempts to trip it with the telekinetic maneuver.
Oh.
Let's see
Interesting.
here. That would actually be a critical failure.
Oh, right. Okay, so it falls, right? What else happens?
I mean, he's tripped. He has the prone condition. Whatever else. So basically, what happens is this ethereal tendril just wraps around both the legs of the brutish creature, yanks on it, causing him to completely topple over, likely dropping Vesperin in the process, and the beam banging against his head, causing his nose and mouth to bleed.
His nose is shattered. It looks like a horn is chipped as well, but he's fallen on the Vesperin. She seems okay, better than she was doing. He's definitely fallen to the ground, though. Do you have any other actions?
I wish I did, but no.
Sailix, you're surrounded by enemies. You could either make short work of them, or you could head over. You know the Order of the Torrent aren't going to be happy if you kill people when it can be prevented, so non-lethal damage is an option to appease them, but I don't know if that's you right now. Alternatively, you can make to saving the Vesperin because you know she's in trouble.
So when Rune had turned back to Sailix and told him to get the crate, he probably would have noticed that
right.
Sailix has this beyond crazed look in his eye. Back when they were in the Mwangi Expanse, Sailix would have warned Rune that there's only two people that usually could pull him out of this. But he's in like the full-on grips of bloodlust, and he is no longer responding to vocal commands. So he is going to proceed to come right here, and he is going to...
These people aren't trained fighters. Mechanically speaking, it's almost a guarantee that an airstrike would kill them.
Yeah, Sailix is...
That being said, they're ignorantly trying to kill you first. But go ahead and describe what you do.
So Sailix moves over into in between the two that are coming up on his right, and he kind of with both of his swords in hand just makes it look more like a dance. Like he crouches low, slashes a blade out, springs back up while spinning around, and like the blades kind of fly out in a flurry, slashing at both bodies rapidly as he lands back down in a rain of blood.
Yeah, there are bodies. You've just dispatched probably 4 or 5 of the poorest people in the city. This crate still shakes a bit. They're going to try to make attacks on you ahead of this, but it's probably not going to work. Each and every one of them were missing as you just weave through them. The other Crimson Ravens, they're not nearly as brutal as you, but they're still making progress here. Vesperin, what do you do? You feel yourself suffocating slowly, but you know as soon as you release your grip, Balgora's with you again.
Now's your time.
Yeah,
Kill
right.
him. Kill him
I
now.
mean, if he's right here on top of me, can I just slit his throat? Like, is that a thing I can do?
Let's try it. You can try it.
Okay.
Try whatever you would like.
Okay, because I feel like that would help me with the
We're gonna make a
problem
melee attack.
Oh God.
You just open it, and you can't tell if it's moving super quickly or if it's literally teleporting to your hand, but it's
Yeah.
there. 34 is a hit.
Okay.
The damage is good. He's also taking significant bleed damage from last turn as well. But he's still standing. You see, it cuts open, but he's a big dude, and it just makes him angrier.
Oh God.
And now he's trying to continue to finish what he started,
Oh
essentially,
God.
in choking you out.
Okay, so is there anything else I can do to get out of this situation or no?
Yeah, so you have 2 actions left.
Okay.
This man might kill you. You can
Yes.
try to escape. It's an escape artist check,
Okay.
and then you'll have time to move.
All right. I'm gonna try to do that.
All right. You have a hero point, and I'm telling you this now because I think you'd need it.
Yeah.
What is it? Is it thievery for escape artist now? Or no, it's athletics. We're going to say athletics. You did excellent to escape. You have a turn to make some movement, hide behind a tall stack of crates, and hope none of these Jills come up on you. You've bought yourself a little bit of time.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to go in the direction of my team, if I can.
Yep.
And he also still has the impaired movement too.
Right.
Yeah.
Rune, you might have just saved this woman's life. She's headed out. She found a wall to hide behind. It's actually right by that crate that you've been looking at. This guy's still on the floor. What do you do? Oh, also Sailix is murdering people. He's killing a lot of people. That's another detail.
Droves
slaughtering
of people.
Basically peasants.
Okay. They deserve it. It's fine.
Is the bruiser still alive?
Yeah, he's on the floor.
Yeah.
There's blood, but he's still kicking. He's
Need
trying to get
more
back
actions.
Yeah.
I need a lot more actions.
Right?
All right. Rune is going to not put up shield this round, which is unfortunate, but that's fine. And I'm going to ping you quietly, Ian.
Yeah, go ahead. Should we take to Sailix's turn? Actually, I'd ask Sailix. Yeah, what do you do? Oh, actually, wait. Never mind. This just in. I'm getting something. I approve.
Oh.
All right.
Do your thing.
Let me cast one extra thing real quick to make this a little easier on me.
Sir Sailix, I'm going to show you what you see here. Can I drop the image?
Yeah.
A familiar face. Few faces are so familiar that you would see. You know this man from 125 years of your relationship before he went missing last year. You know it's probably not him, though. Go ahead.
Me? You want my
Sailix.
reaction? Okay, go ahead.
Sailix, stop. Calm down. You're hurting innocent people. This is not you.
You notice the tieflings do begin to flee.
For how is the deception to try and mimic the voice?
Versus his perception DC, it just barely meets it. It's a barely a success. It sounds just like him.
Sailix kind of has that crazed look in his eyes still, but it kind of like fades out. He's got blood splattered all over his face. Like, did you turn yourself to look like Kellen?
Rune is gone. Kellen is where he stands. As far as you tell, you don't know if it's an illusion or not. It's 100% believable, but the context is where you understand something's up.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Rune. Sailix drops his swords and kisses you right on the lips. Like, and I'm talking like he hand around the small of your waist, pulls you into him, other hand around the back of your head, full on, just goes for it.
Prune, ever wanting to help his friend out of a tight spot, rides it out.
Yeah.
All right.
That would break him out of it real quick.
He snapped out of it. What do either of you do? Your turns are back to back.
Coming back, and he's like,
Yeah, Sailix, your amulet begins to glow from red to green.
pick the amulet up and put it in his breastplate.
No, it starts to burn pretty hot. You might not want it underneath your shirt. This is weird. It hasn't done this before.
Takes it out and puts it in his pocket. He reaches over, picks up his sword. He's like, "We're never gonna speak of this."
Yeah, it burns again.
What the fuck? What color is it?
I don't know what color is it.
Wait.
Uh,
Oh,
It's bright red. You hold it out, right?
it's a calm.
Behind the vision of Kellen, this towering tiefling rises with a bat in his hand, and he creeps closer before you or any of your friends have a chance to react. The amulet explodes as it launches a fireball straight towards its face. It just collapses on the ground. You haven't seen anything like this from the amulet. You've had it for over a year. And it just basically killed this guy.
Sailix is gonna look to the image of Kellen. He's like, it wasn't me. I don't even know that spell. Completely.
So in the blast, in that instinctive blink that most people would do in that blast, the visage of Kellen dissipates and there's Rune there again. So when you look back, it's Rune.
Sailix just kind of blows in the amulet because I assume it's smoking at this point.
Yeah,
So it's like
there's this weird mist, but it feels like vapor if you touch it. It's not smoky. It's cool again.
I assume it's dark again, like it's not glowing.
I don't know. I don't control it.
If you could feel a warning of "Don't fucking touch my man," that's what you would be getting from it.
Hey, it was his man when he was there. Just throwing that out there.
The threat seems to have dissipated in this.
Is there
And then it goes dark.
any one of the Joes left alive?
Some Jills are alive. They have surrendered. It looks like the Crimson Ravens tried not to kill any of them and just beat the ever-loving shit out of a lot of them. I mean, some of them probably died because they just wouldn't give up. Many of them fled.
The crate.
Did my boys help? Did they try? Did they?
Yeah,
do their
Vesper,
best?
you come around. You also see this crate.
Yeah.
Rune, what do you do when you come to the crate?
Well, innately detect magic on it.
It's quite magical, but it takes time to identify and to sort out just what it is. But as you approach, make a reflex save for me as you approach the crate.
Don't mind if I do.
Yeah, I want to like look for traps. um,
This whole thing was a trap. Wow.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, like if the crate is trapped or
Rune, the
yeah.
lid of the crate flies out and hits you in the nose. Immediately,
Oh,
the
well, that answers
taste of
that.
iron as the blood meets your lips. Go ahead.
I look in it.
Coming out of it, it stops shaking and a figure emerges. It's a gnome.
Sailix looking over. Oh, you've got to be fucking
Hot
kidding me.
pink hair first. Eyes poking out just above the height of this thing. A mouth gag around the neck.
Director.
Arms are bound. The legs are free. He's barely standing eye
use-
level at the lip of the crate.
Use Mage Hand to untie the gag.
Not the first time, but man, it never gets better. What happened? What was all this noise?
My little
head.
friend.
There are bodies everywhere, by the way.
Yeah. He's looking around. Oh. Where's Sailix?
Standing in the middle of all the bodies.
Okay, yeah,
A
that's
whirlpool
okay.
of corpses, and
Yeah.
he's just at the eye of the storm there. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Director.
Okay. Rune. Oh my god. Oh, what my head.
Who took... Never mind. We'll ask that later. Here's a
Okay.
rule. You're never allowed to stay by yourself again. Not
Wait.
here.
Okay. Well, that's a horrible job for someone. No, I'm just saying. Where am I? Where are we? What's going on?
You're
I
abducted.
also
Abducted by... Wait, by who? He'll try and recall. Like, what happened? Or he's gonna at least...
You drank something that made you feel only slightly worse than usual.
Okay.
And then everything went black. You woke up in a crate in a shipping yard.
Okay.
Hey, Ian, would I be able to put 2 and 2 together? Because that symbol was... that was the same symbol on the dwarf's armor, right?
Look at you! Yes, it was. Oh my god. Yeah. Yes, you have connected the dots. You actually get a hero point for that because I wasn't expecting that. Good job. Super sleuthing. But go ahead with it.
Yeah, Sailix just kind of comes up and kicks the side of the crate. He's like, "This is the triad symbol. It was the same one on the dwarf's armor."
I thought I recognized it.
Oh, man.
That makes
Sailix
sense.
will reach in and grab the director like a child and lift him out of
Hey,
the crate
no.
and put him
God damn it.
down.
Thank you. I was gonna do that. Okay. Wait, so fill me in here. Sorry, I've been dealing with a lot of things. One of which is a play that isn't selling tickets. One of which is a thing that I think somebody is messing with me. What the hell is going on? This is a Scarlet Triad. What I mean,
Actually, up on the balcony, Aldonis is standing next to a woman with brown hair and hazel eyes. She seems the most uninvolved in all of this. She has her hands in her pockets, just inspecting the damage.
Looks like we missed
They've
a
wandered in from something.
Hi. You guys
Who's
okay?
that?
I
Fred?
could use some healing.
Oh.
wait, what day is it? What time is it?
You have
Hey,
20
guys.
minutes to the
Got a
show.
20 minutes?
So I will do my little vital beacon dance and go and heal Vesper.
Heal me up.
Heal
Buttercup.
Vesperin again.
Listen,
I will do a super cool thing where I will get some rigging because it's a warehouse, right? So I get some rigging, wrap it around my foot, and just like go down in a kind of cool, controlled manner, ish, maybe.
Oh
Love
man.
it.
And then just go bop 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 and heal you 3 times.
Awesome.
There you go.
And she'd be like, "Look, I totally saved room, cause they was good. They was attacking him.
Hey,
I'm
Double
like-
doors.
appreciate you.
2 doors, presumably leaving the business office of this shipyard. They burst open. A pair of crimson ravens. They're carrying a noble woman by her hair. They'll bring him to Sailix. They drop her at his feet.
He'll kind of like kneel down, like squat down.
Rune recognize her?
Yeah, do we recognize her? Can we do a society check?
Knowledge, nobility, or
Ah,
society,
I got you.
or
Society.
politics.
I have
More politics.
society. If you can roll that for me.
Yes.
And Ian, I sent you a PM, and I sent you one too, Dale.
Not
rolled my-
recognizing.
I don't recognize her.
20, 21, 20. Nope.
Damn it. Okay.
He's got some hero points, but that's a silly thing to use it on. She's gasping, just in shock about all of this. Looks in horror at the bodies by Sailix's feet.
Like, you see now, ma'am, what we have here is a problem. You're running cargo for some very what's the word I'm looking for?
Vile.
Vile people. They're slavers and they're using your shipping yard to export their cargo.
Proof.
He was in a box.
He'll gesture
gagged.
back to the box where
Ah.
the director just came out of. There's your proof.
And the
Do you have any
letter.
idea how much we move in a day?
Corruption is corruption.
This is preposterous.
And the
Inside
letter.
check.
Yeah, that's insight check.
And the letter.
Yeah, she is going to try to get up and sort of just because she notices the order of the torrent. They've moved in.
As she tries to get up, Sailix will grab her by like right here on her throat and pull her back down into the blood. He's like, "Nope, you're gonna stay here until we get our answers."
So that's my insight check, whatever that is.
Yeah, you can't tell.
Yeah.
Whatever this, she's good at this.
And this
I'll
is
do
not
it.
something I'm trained in.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, still no idea, director.
Oh,
She
shit. Shit.
you've no proof.
Oh, that's great.
Oh.
Excellent. I gotta.
There is proof burning in your shipping yard right now.
God, no.
The box that somebody just tried to smuggle somebody out of from this shipping yard. That's the proof.
Wait,
We
where was I
have-
being sent?
We have letters implicating the Red Jills. That's your proof.
Rune will kneel down beside her. Lady of Ashenestill, you own a fine estate. Your family's been in power for quite some time. Is that right?
Anybody knows that.
You've grown desperate, haven't you? Try to come in offered you some extra power, secure your family's estate. Maybe you owe too much money. Maybe the Jills aren't as wealthy as people thought. Is that right? Because let me tell you, Lady Vashna, I came here in an attempt to help protect you and yours, because I was convinced that the Jills had nothing to do with this. Because why would anyone who was part of the fight so long ago want to see that crumble by siding with the Scarlet Triad? But let me tell you right now, if you're lying to me, if you're lying to anyone here, I will destroy you, your family, your home. Your name will be erased from the history books. You will wind up with nothing and be living in the sewers. You won't die. I can assure you of that. I'd like to make an intimidate check.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can do that.
Can I assist him?
Right. Sailix is sitting there, like his hands are like
Can I
glowing,
cast some
super
really
bright.
angry looking shadows to give him really good, like,
Dramatic
glare?
lighting. Do
Yeah,
a
dramatic
spotlight.
lighting. Yeah,
Let's do it.
I'm doing it.
How is that not a spell you already have? Intimidate.
Meanwhile, Eldonis is looking at Salix like, "Can I go?" I was kind of in the middle of a thing, and then this.
She's terrified.
Ian PM.
Yeah. Vesperin emerges from the office with papers. Documents. It's kind of a lot, but it looks like if something's happened here, this is probably where the evidence lies. It's in a little lockbox, the kind you fit under a false panel.
I believe this is what you're looking for.
Rune, do you want to go check that out?
Just a mage hand will bring the evidence over without even leaving her gaze.
There's just
You see her head starts to shake a little bit. She seems quite frightened. That like she's trembling.
Now you've lied once already. For that, I will take everything you own. Now, am I going to allow you to live in your home? Or am I going to ensure you and your family stay in the sewers until you dwindle to nothing?
You hear a crack from inside her mouth. She says, "It's not worth it."
no. Salix is
She
gonna
spits
try to,
out
like,
blood.
Cyanide pill.
Salix is gonna try to like reach in her mouth and like keep her from swallowing.
Like a dog that's
So
got
yeah,
something.
as you
No.
reach in, you notice the contact when you touch her. Everything you touch sort of just starts to turn to smoke and dust.
Can I hit her with the
as she
last
starts to-
my last of my vital beacon, because I have one last one.
Mm.
Rune will
Yeah, you can
simply
try.
smile.
Okay.
Well played, Vashner, still, as he goes to touch her head and does mind reading.
Sorry.
In what
See
you can
whatever is on the
gather,
surface.
the surface is her life flashing before her eyes. Actually, many years of guilt and a glimpse of evidence that she had been working with the Triad and taking bodies out from Kintargo onto the docks. And I think the thing that she was most guilty about, she wouldn't let it go, was that it was the tieflings. She was taking their own and shipping them all under their noses. But that's all you know as she fades away.
Salix will stand up and approach Vesperin. He'll lean over to her and be like, "Now's the time to replenish your ranks. The Red Jills are going to be dissolved pretty soon.
Hi. I think we're right. All right, boys. And she look around.
All
Between.
the Jills are mostly women. BT dubs.
Oh, really? Okay. All
You
right,
have
ladies.
a stage
Mhm.
of boxes if you would
Yeah.
like to use it in a bit of
Definitely.
an audience. I mean, I know somebody who could provide a stage, but that's not here nor there. Continue.
Let me reach in my pocket here.
Yeah. So I assume Rune shares that information with what he learned on the surface.
I don't know if
No.
Rune shares information like that these
Oh.
days.
No.
Yeah.
No. He did not.
Okay, so yeah, so they are women because like you made it sound like they were mostly men.
They're mostly women.
Okay.
Yeah, tieflings, but it's not. I mean, it's a small majority in this shipping yard. Most of the Red Jills don't even work on this side of the city. They stay at the mines, and they do labor in South Side. So that's where most of
So I guess to like she would just get out of the boxes and look to like the surrendered shells and be like, all right, so seems like a lot of you got bamboozled. And as it so happens, we're all looking to fill a lot of new positions in decimating the last of the fucking triad. How many of you are interested in filling some vacancies?
Interesting. So, does anybody have anything else for this scene? Because I think the next day is going to be picking up the pieces on what was the most deadly week in Kintargo's history in 2 decades. So many people died relative to the size of the city.
Did Gubby leave after I came down to help?
Gubby's been waiting, actually.
Okay. Are we done? Because I was in the middle of a thing. So
Go.
thanks. Bye. And I go back to Gubby to finish our whatever this is.
It's not a date.
Not a date, man.
We're just eating
The-
seafood by the
Just
water.
have a
The
seat.
other thing Rune will do is get the director back up to speed on what happened.
Yeah.
Thank you. As we walk to the theater, that is horribly.
You are running out of
I am.
time, director.
I am. I'm
And
running
it
out of
calls
time.
for rain tomorrow.
God.
Of everything.
Everything.
It's not going to.
Everything.
Sailix?
Yeah.
So-
Oh,
Go
okay.
ahead.
I was just gonna say, I was gonna ask Ian the second question I asked you in the PM, if you could get back to me on that, and then just like, do any of them want to join the Talons, or are
The Red Jills are extremely poor. If you
Okay.
can secure work for them,
yeah,
they just about die for you. They died for this woman, and she
Okay.
was terrible to them.
okay,
Maybe, but they could also betray you. You don't know. It's going to take some time to figure out.
okay,
A lot of crocodile tears around with these people. A lot of them are still
Sweet.
gangsters,
yeah.
but it's a
We'll-
start. The problem is you
we'll
don't
learn
have
them.
you don't have a lot of people you can trust is the issue.
Yes.
If you had Theobald, this would be a
I
breeze.
know.
He'd have them all in his pocket in 2 hours.
No, it's terrible.
But yeah, now it's time to pay attention to all the lessons he taught you.
And then my new recruits, are they alive? Are they okay?
Most of them, yeah, they
Okay.
yeah, one or
Yeah.
two quit, but I think
You
this was a
know,
good
they
day.
wasn't gonna make it anyway.
It was a good day for the River Talons, that's for sure.
Yay!
Sailix?
Sailix will make a show of what's left of the body, making sure to drag it out and hand it over to the torrent in public view. making sure to be like, this one was corrupt too. Let's see how many more of the city is going to fall to this corruption. And yeah.
Right. So with that,
Oh,
let's get into.
also
Go
he
ahead.
would tell Rune, this doesn't leave between the two of us.
What's that?
I know who you were.
All right. Good on you.
Fine.
Kellen.
Right?
I wish the director had seen that. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
Aldonis, you spent the day hunting with Gubby.
Yep.
They're like you in a way, but they won't say why. They match you in physical capabilities before the transformation, and they seem to have that wild nature, but they won't explain why. It's like a secret they prefer to keep.
Hmm.
But you'll hunt. What was a bit of a hopeful day compared to yesterday, it isn't like that now on the day of Theobald's funeral. In fact, it's quite miserable. Rain falls, and you get the sense that Kintargo lost a battle with the Scarlet Triad, not because they defeated you, but because now nobody trusts anybody. Every faction is ready to see a civil war break out. Everybody's hurting. Most of the people that died, they were families. Director, your play suffered. I don't know if your friends attended, but if they did, it would be easy to spot them. You're at about a 5th attendance for the night, despite having a cast beyond ready to perform. Nobody wanted to hear it right now. If the Scarlet Triad was sabotaging you, they won because you couldn't tell Rune's story the way you wanted it to be told, because everybody's caught up in Kintargo now. Theobald is taken to an altar south of the city. It's called the Shrine of Saint Sailix. Diedrich performs a ritual. It's tied to Gosray. Sailix, you're invited. It's before the play, but Theobald's taken out. He's remembered as a founding member of the Silver Ravens and what caused the city to be independent. But with his death, it seems almost as if the city might not be like that anymore. Everybody wants to control it again, and nobody's really capable of keeping the Scarlet Triad from ruining everything. So you go home, you visit Sailix. This isn't the performance you want. Director, I want a will save from you as you start to feel the badness set in. This thing you dedicated a year to, it isn't working out. You expected a payoff here. Rune, people in the city don't trust you like you think they would by now. Nobody trusts what they call the Blood Ravens. And nobody will forget what Sailix did to those tieflings.
So the only one they trust is the warg? Oh my god, how things have changed.
So during the service, if
Yeah.
Vesperin is there, which
Go
I
ahead.
presume they are,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Rune will walk up to them. Listen, I know we don't know each other very well, but I know that losing someone you care about is, at any rate, there was once a tool that Theobald and those of the Silver Ravens used to use. I didn't think that one was particularly appropriate for you, but instead I figured maybe this would work. As he hands you a sapphire speckled alabaster peregrine figurine.
Hmm.
I hope this will allow you to remember the man who saved this city. This creature will allow you to send messages to whomever you wish, including him.
Thank you. Thanks.
As you-
And I feel like she's like very, very much trying not to cry.
Yeah, Theobald is carried down the river.
Oh, I want to say, Ian, real fast, before like they would carry him down and stuff, because you said the ceremony was to Ghostray, but he worshipped the same goddess
He
that I did.
worshipped Calistria, right? But
Yeah.
the best way to carry out these bodies is just a ritual to Ghostray.
Yeah, well,
That's
I
just
mean,
what the albatross do. But if you wanted to say something for Calistria, you absolutely can.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like if they allow like a final, few moments or whatever, I think that if he had like the Calistri version of like a rosary or whatever, like in his office, she would sort of press it into his hand, and say a little prayer as like a goodbye.
Yeah. There's one, but you don't know
Mhm.
how he'd feel about you touching it, let alone leaving it.
Oh,
See, it belonged to
okay,
his
never mind
mother.
then. Never mind then. if that's an
But you can
awkward
find
thing.
no. He
Okay.
it belonged to his mother, who died in a very similar way
Oh.
long ago. But he never got into specifics about it because he's very
Mhm.
secretive. But perhaps that's what he would want. You don't know.
Man, I don't know. Oh, this is hard. Let me think. I think then, if she died similarly, then I think that she would keep it in that case. For just to pass on to the next generation, I guess. But she would still, like, again, because he was a follower of her, like, say like a prayer, because somebody should. Is basically
Right.
her thought.
Yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, back to her, just she's just where did you find it?
I made it.
You notice it has the same symbol, the symbol of the spy master carved on it. It is Theobald's silver raven, just of a different form.
But and she would rub her finger over the symbol, but this was his.
I have a very unique connection to that time in Cantargo. It allows me to remember things from back then.
I would you tell me about it sometime? I I realized there's a lot I didn't know about him, and it's awful that I'm asking these questions now, but this is where we are.
If you want, Vesper, we can go fight later.
Neither you nor Theobald will ever be forgotten. Welcome to our group, and I will tell you whatever stories I can.
It was
It was the last thing he asked me to do. It's to join you guys.
Oh. He clearly saw something then.
Yeah.
Listen, I know you must be very sad. Believe me, I do. There is an event happening, and I really think you should check it out. The director, their shows have a way of making you smile. We can remember the bad times now.
You want me to go to a fucking play?
Yeah, I do.
Why the bloody fuck are we going to a play?
Well, there'll be drinks there.
Give me
And
a
if
good
not,
Yelp
we'll bring
review.
some.
Someone give her a handkerchief. I don't have a handkerchief. I don't carry one.
Rune will just make one appear.
Thank you.
Stay classy, sea elves. Stay classy. Wow. So if your dad didn't just die, the play would be the most disappointing thing that's happened all week. Nobody attends, and
God!
people don't.
Oh,
People don't feel like enjoying the show, so they sit sort of mindlessly. Even Nazrin can't. I mean, there's a booth for House Vashnar still. I mean, they were one of the most prominent figures in the Kintargo economy, and now it's basically imploding. Everything's a mess. So they sit through it. You could almost hear the director's heart crack by this performance, and it's only part one. Who knows if there's a part 2 or 3? But I take it you all meet at the hub, Sailix's house, at the end of the day.
well, what was the premise of said play?
Yeah, was it?
Yeah, go ahead. Describe.
Okay. Wait, well, okay, so let me get.
The show is great.
Okay, no, that's
The
really.
audience-
Was the content good? Was the content good?
Is superb.
Thank you. Okay, that is all I
Not
care
the
about.
time. Yeah, it's just the
I'll
timing.
take it. I'll take it. I'll take it. Star Wars was a sleeper hit. I'll take it. So the play is actually this was kind of billed as like a part 1. And it's really the beginning of what you all would remember as the crossing the portal and facing the challenge in the middle of that dark, shadowy that figure, and then coming out into the jungle. And it is the setting would have been lavish. It would have had as much fauna and illusionary plants and heat to bring you back to the jungle and to sell that. But more importantly, Reika and Madoka would have started to become the focal points, and Rune, of course, would have been billed as the character returning from his original play of the Unforgotten, as these 2 dynamic characters come with Enzukul, of course, being a little bit
relief.
really okay. He's redeemed a little bit, but it's definitely overplayed that he was a moron. He was just a moron that wasn't a moron before, but now he's a moron now.
Is he the Jar Jar Binks of the show?
Yes, he kind of is. Yeah, he kind of is. And
Yes.
the play will end kind of in a weird spot where there's a small conflict, and if you remember, we had a small conflict as we were trying to set out into the jungle, and it kind of leaves with the heroes overlooking the vastness of the challenges they have yet to come, even though that they have completed the immediate task. It leaves way for that. There's obviously more to the story, and maybe if the play had done better, there would be more part 2 and 3. But as it ends and concludes, and there's it's kind of it's a little hard. It's hard. It's a hard thing. Written beautifully though. Great musical numbers
In
too.
a different time, this would be what the world needed. You could tell it was made to show that Rune is a good person, and everything that he's being implicated in, he's a victim of, and just nobody's here to see it. So when you do shuffle out, I don't know if you meet the director first, but when you finally head back to Sailix's place, Menador Manor, director, describe what it's like coming back in. He's
Do I have
last to return.
I was like, do I have to come back? Like,
You
can I-
don't have to visit.
No, I'm not visiting. Nope, not that night. Nope.
I feel
Okay.
like
Nope,
I
don't come
feel-
back.
I feel like Vesperin is just like looking at Rune like, this play made me feel better. I did it.
It's full
We'll
of
just
hope.
go drink then.
Full of hope.
Rune will at least try and make a point to see the director before he leaves the theater, the opera house. Is the director to be found?
Yeah, we'll do it. We can do that. Yeah, that's fine. He's kind of just packing things up like in the backstage area, and people would have been told like don't bother him, but you can ignore that. He packs things up.
Are you staying or leaving, old friend?
Nah, you don't have to be. You don't have to do this, kid. You don't gotta
Describe what the director looks like.
do shit.
Now that you see under a light, maybe magical light, but go ahead.
So, as he's in this back room, and there's maybe just a few lights still on as he's kind of pulling stuff into a bag. And when he turns around, his pink hair, which had been very bright and vibrant, now contains a single white streak curled into the pompadour. It's a messy pompadour at this point, but it's still one. As well as his right eye. His right eye is now gray. As he kind of looks up and is just like, you don't have to do this. Sorry to waste your time.
Director, at no point in time can the two of us ever known each other. Have you ever wasted anything? Now tell me, my friend, what's wrong? What's happened?
You saw what happened. I tried.
The
I
play?
tried, Rune. I tried. This was. I have put. I thought I don't know. I thought I wrote.
Director,
Thought I wrote it. Thought I wrote it.
listen for one moment. Thank you for everything. You are truly a friend, and one I am very happy to know. There are few of us who will ever carry that story, and from the moment I gave you a stage when you needed the most, I knew and I told you you would tell our legendary story like no one else ever could. And you did just that. Now, you've done this thing for me. What is wrong with you? And tell me I can help.
There's nothing. Oh, Rune. There's nothing. You can't fix this one. As much as I know you want to.
My friend, I have magic, and I will go to the ends of the earth to find an answer. There is a solution if I understand the problem.
It doesn't matter. I'll meet you back.
When you're ready, you tell me what the problem is. I will solve it. And Rune will try to see if he can prestidigitate color back into the hair.
You can try.
It would be like painting over it. You can give it a
Yeah,
try.
he will.
it sort of resists it.
And he'll kind of notice maybe that he's like, don't waste it. Don't waste your energy. Don't waste anything.
Director, in case you hadn't noticed, I have plenty of energy to waste. And every single one of you, I will use it up.
That makes one of us that has any energy. I'll meet you back. I need to go. Thank you for sitting through, and I meant it, every word.
I know. I'd expect nothing less from you.
I'm sorry.
You never have to apologize to me, Director. You've done nothing wrong.
Write a good review. Gonna kind of slowly start to waddle out.
We're gonna head to.
Yeah, the doors open to Kintargo Rain, and you meet back up at the de facto headquarters.
Aldonis comes in and he's got a little bit of swagger. And he's just like, oh.
Before
Bye.
Sailix would have left, he kind of would have chilled on the top of the opera house waiting for the director to waddle out by himself.
Please heckle him.
And he would have just thrown like chickens. Like he has a plethora of knocked out chickens, and he's throwing. He's like, it was the worst
Horrifying.
show.
That's
It was the worst show.
You asshole.
But then he would sink into the shadows and then pop up behind him. I've
Walking.
seen that before.
Yeah.
How much longer?
Oh, I thought you meant my play. I thought you were saying that you had said no. Of course you weren't. Go away. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to anyone.
All right. And as he's walking by him, he just extends his hand with an egg in it.
That makes him stop. God damn it. And he'll like, you can tell that he wants to smile, and you can tell that like maybe that like actually hit it, and just like keep it. Throw it at the next act, next play.
He'll just kind of like pat him on his hair, and he's like, there won't be any more plays like that one. Whenever you're ready, we have a lot of whiskey to drink. Like, you know where my house is.
Nah, I'll see you around.
And Sailix like takes off into the air.
So I take it most of you end the night at Sailix's. Vesperin, you don't, though.
I don't?
Do you?
I
well,
thought
do you?
I did. I
Or-
was following Rune.
Oh, okay. To keep watch. As you meet in the courtyard, at the end of the night, Sailix, you've flown in. There's a knock at the door, the gate that leads to the opening.
Will this day never end?
You want me to get it?
Yes, please.
I could get it.
Vesperin is drinking.
It's a ship captain. One you could recognize. Many of you spent time with him.
Hey!
Crassius Sargata, with the flowing blonde hair and the chellish reds. His hands are in his coat
Hey,
pocket.
pretty man, what you doing?
Hello there. Well, I've heard the news.
There's been a lot of news
He
lately,
looks-
so
Looks to the Vesper.
that news. Okay. Well, did you bring whiskey? Because I think that's the only thing that the only language that's being spoken tonight.
You'll like what I've brought.
Yeah.
Vesperin,
What?
Theobald was a great man.
Hi.
I've known him a long time. Diedrich told me about what happened. I set sail for Kintargo right away. Now I hear news about Cypress Hill, slavers, ships. I'm here to extend an offer. You've sailed with me for quite some time. Perhaps you never asked what the cannons were for. Chellish ships are designed for interception. Now, perhaps we were intercepting freed slaves once upon a time, but we're different now. I don't work for Cheliax. I work for Kintargo. How about we take the Scourge of Belial straight to the slavers? Catch him in the act. Maybe sink one or two.
I like the language you're speaking.
He's going to look at Rune, who hasn't spoken yet.
Can I help you?
And then he looks, his eyes are caught on the statue in the courtyard. Fuck me, that's Reika.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. She brought a description, director. She was a pirate. Fought her half a dozen times. Slippery bastard. Guess she died. That's a
Great
shame.
Terms are accepted, by the way. When do we leave?
I'm not going on a ship.
So she
Mm-mm.
just kind of throws it.
Nope.
We don't talk. We don't. God, I've been awake for so long.
I'm with
You
Sailix.
can
We're
sleep.
not going. Not going. Nope. Mm-mm. Not going on a boat. Not going
going.
on a boat.
No,
I'm a BA Barabbas this. We are not going on a boat.
I'll leave it between you. And he'll just shut the gate himself and then tip
Wait,
his hat.
you're not going to stick around for drinks.
So
And the
slippery.
Unforgotten will begin the next 2 hours of bickering over what's to come. But I think we're going to leave it at that tonight, guys.
I'm not getting
Well
on a
done.
boat.
Ian, you broke my heart. I don't want.
You
I.
broke a lot of hearts tonight. Jesus.
This hurt me.
It
This
would have been easier to kill you. I
It
want
would
you to
have.
know
Please,
that.
please. You could have killed me. Like I just kill me.
That was brutal.
Was
But you know what? The director,
heartless? Yes,
the
Ah.
director was the early MVP today.
I was. Yeah.
Early
Let's do
MVP.
that one spell. That one.
Stop,
how you-
save or
that's-
die killing people.
Exactly. You're getting me back for killing three
Every
of like.
time you cast that
This is
spell,
the
spell.
fourth
It
time, I think.
murders.
I have. It's the third. It's
That
the
was
third that's
amazing.
worked. But like,
It's so good.
I think it's the made before. Yeah. Never expected. Okay.
Ah.
I
So
feel like I got most of the crit fails that everybody else did.
in general, I think your character got all the crit fails.
Yeah,
didn't
It was
get-
bad.
lot.
You do not
I was-
worship the god of good fortune. Is
No.
what I understand.
Clearly.
Oh, that is wonderful. Well, thank you again, guys, for watching this session. This was episode 27 of Age of Ashes. We'll be back next Sunday. Our players were Mr. Smith as Rune Ravenswood. You can find him at IamMrSmith.com. We have Daniel, who I would never forget, as Sailix. You can catch him Fridays alternatively on Short Rest, and GMing Scion, which I'm in. It's wonderful. Alex played the director, and I put him through hell. I'm so sorry. You catch him alternating Mondays, GMing Star Wars Edge of the Empire. Spence played Aldonis. Catch them here on Mondays, or nope, Saturdays, because that changed. GMing
We have one
Static
more.
Dawn.
We have one more Monday.
So, oh, we do. We have one more Monday. Okay,
Mhm.
so tomorrow.
No,
Or no, that's
tomorrow
next
is
week.
Star Wars.
All right, we do Static Dawn, and it's great. Check us out. We have a schedule, just in general. Jen, you can find. Oh, actually, yeah. So twitch.tv/Resonant Moon is your handle. Stellar. Jen, I'm also sorry about what I put you through. I love you. You can find her creative works on savagesparrow.com. She played the Vesperin, the tortured soul of Kintargo. Thanks again to our sponsors, Fantasy Grounds. Special thanks to The Only Sheet, Michael Gelfi, and Rock Narden. If you like the music or the ambience, check them out in the show notes. I hope you enjoyed this game. Consider following and subscribing. I'm going to let you go before midnight, but join us again next Sunday while I make people happy and miserable at the same time. Good night.